around $20. You can find it in the US. Yeah. And it wasn't as expensive. It wasn't that like, oh, like I thought it would be like, because these special foods, they tend to be like kind of pricey. It's lupine, Lupin, lupine flour. Lupin, my dear. Lupine. Very high fiber, very low carb, gluten-free. You just have to know how to bake with it. You don't need a lot. Like you need only a tablespoon. It's very fiber rich. So you do use milk and eggs and butter as the base for the crepes or pancakes or whatever. You don't use a lot of the flour, but you can just go onto YouTube. I will do a video. And we just make big batches and we keep it in the fridge. And whenever I feel like I want to spread my stuff over like bread, if you will, I use this. I am getting a little, like I weighed myself again. I'm on Shilajit daily and I don't know. I think let's talk about it. I think when women hit a certain age and they become, what about chickpea flour? I made some chickpea, this has more protein and fiber, but I don't like the taste of chickpea flour. I think it's very strong in nature, and it kind of gives me like I just don't like the taste, but it could work. This doesn't really taste. It just tastes like white flour. You know, like how white bread doesn't have a taste, but it's yummy. This has the same texture. It's like white flour. Okay. I think as women get to a certain age, when they become a little too small, it's not a good look. Do you agree?
What?
Women at a certain age, they should be like around a healthier weight. I think when they become
It's
too,
important for their health.
it's
Yeah.
important for their health. Yeah. I do eat 3 meals a day. It's not like I don't. It's not like I don't. Um, but I think just eating clean and then being on Shilajit and not snacking throughout the day. Um, I just want it to go up a little bit, which is not a bad problem to have. But just know if you're a woman, a certain age, you don't want to be like, I have to be a size 2. No, no, 4, 6. It's healthy. You can get it online, dear. You can get it online. Is it available? It is, and it's a company in Pakistan that is just, man, they are amazing. It's called
Say it loud.
Saeed Flowers. Saeed, he has gluten-free cakes, already pre-made on his website. He has burger buns. He has his website, and he has different types of flowers. He's amazing. He's amazing. Saeed Flowers. And then because as women, we tend to shrink. We get osteoporosis. So you kind of look like this shrinking, you want to have a little bit of weight and then turn that into muscle so it helps your bone structure. And that's the goal. That's what I like to, I just want to be like fit. This whole trend that is like, oh, no, 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 not healthy, not it. Because yeah. All right. Who was on here yesterday for the emotional scan? We're going to start at 5,000. We're going to give away a free emotional scan. Who wants to sign up when we get to 5,000 likes? Is that the construction people this morning?
They can't hear it.
Can they hear it? Can you guys hear the construction work? Can you hear the construction work? Can you guys hear the chainsaw in the back? I don't know what they're doing.
Chains.
Yeah,
Chains.
I can't. Oh my gosh.
Oh, Lord is in here.
Yeah. We live in a brand new gated community, and there's some houses being built. Some are already built. It's whoever buys the plot of land, which you own. In Pakistan, here's the thing. You buy a plot of land, you own that piece of land, not the government. You don't pay taxes on it. Depending on what neighborhood there's only a one-time tax fee in your life, depending on the neighborhood. Some neighborhoods, again, lower income neighborhoods, you don't pay any taxes. That's your land. That is your home and your land. There's no like, oh, you didn't pay your taxes, we're going to come get your house. It's yours. You can do whatever you want with it. This is a gated community. There are laws and regulations like, we have to have a certain trash bin, whatnot, but it was still a one-time tax fee. But you said they're going to start charging every month? Um, what is that? What?
YouTube is just.
YouTube gets the most weirdest people on the face of this planet. I mean, some of the comments, if I could show them to you, you would be so appalled. And these are young kids. First of all, you guys shouldn't be having a phone. And what are these comments? Does menopause make you put on weight? My mother's BMI is high, but she doesn't overeat. Bit worried. Yes, it can, my love. Remember, we have 3 forms of estrogen: estradiol, and estradiol. Estradiol is the one your ovaries and brains have an abundance of when you're young. They help your cholesterol, they help your liver, they help your metabolism. As we age and you lose your eggs, that severely goes down. So I would definitely get your mom on systematic enzymes, especially one with lipase, Lipese. This will eat away at her triglycerides, okay? She has to start lifting weights. She is probably, you become more insulin sensitive. That is a reality. That is just biology. You have to understand, we are living longer. Our ancestors, it kind of went like we first started to live long, and then when we had more and more human beings on the face of this planet, and we didn't have the right vaccines. I'm not like anti anything. I just don't believe that babies should get them so young. I think they should be spaced out. But then the life expectancy, when we didn't have proper sewer system, whatnot, it went down to the 40s, 50s, if anything. Now we are living longer because we have a more awareness, and we do have a few medicines that help, but also we have available to us like bioidentical hormones, and we know that weightlifting, and we're a little bit, so now people are living a bit longer, 70s, 80s. I tracked her for 2 weeks and they were fine, and she's in a deficit. Yeah. So again, you need cellular energy to rev up your metabolism. If you don't have cellular energy, your body is holding on to that fat for energy. You can be in a deficit and it's not going to budge. Okay, unless you're like severely starving yourself for months and years. But then she's going to be losing her hair. She's going to be mentally not alert. So here's the thing. You want to get rid of some dampness. I would go get her thyroid checked. As we age, you become hypothyroid. The thyroid makes less hormones. Again, biology. You'd want to get her T3 and T4 checked. If you want to do a quick consultation with me, I can go over her blood work, and then I can tell you, go to your doctor and demand. You're going to have to demand, because some doctors, they just don't care. Then you just have to go and until you find the right doctor and be like, I want this. You want to just make sure her TSA, her free T3 and T4 are in range. And what's optimal, what is normal is not optimal. A doctor might be like, well, everything seems normal, but you have to understand they have been lowering the bar of what's normal. For instance, a boy today in his 20s will have the same testosterone levels as somebody in their 60s from the 1950s, and they consider that normal. They keep lowering the bar. Another example, the what's the children's thing? The Pediatrics Association. It used to be when your kid was at least 1 year old, they used to have 30 or 40 words down. They have lowered that down to 20, because as we become a little bit weaker, they just keep lowering the bar of standards. So what's normal is not optimal. You do want to get her on some Shilajit. That will help her rev up her metabolism, get some minerals in her, get her on hawthorn berry tea. That will start pushing some of the circulation in her blood. Get her in a sauna, get her on some systematic enzyme. Lipase will help with the triglycerides. So I would go get her cholesterol checked, her liver enzymes, her thyroid, and her iron and ferritin, and then come back to me. And then, of course, if she decides to get on HRT, that would probably help her even more. But you would have to find a doctor who's willing to do that. More and more doctors are becoming aware of the benefits of, but with HRT, the safest route is suppository. Taking the pills is very harsh on the liver, and a lot of people already have liver issues, and your liver has to break it down, and that's where you can get in trouble, because estrogen is the growth hormone, and if your liver's not processing it the right way, you could have things growing you don't want to, like let's say in the breast, right? We don't want that. The patches still also have to be filtered out through the liver somewhat, but the suppositories or a light patch and supporting your liver, regardless whether you have liver. Why do you want to wait till you have liver issues and breakdown? We should all support our liver. And how do we do that? How many women here have that like weight right on the side of their thighs? It feels like they're holding saddlebags, and they have that weight right underneath their belly button. How many people here have that? Give me a tap or a heart or a thumbs up, or a thumbs down, because we're going to turn that thumbs down into a thumbs up. Okay? How many people here are dealing with that? Let me know. Oh, that was weird. Can they hear me?
Everybody can hear.
So nobody has the saddlebags. Nobody's dealing with the little pooch. Okay. Lourdes. Okay. Anybody else? Well, great. I just love this. That's great. I'm assuming everybody's taking care of their liver. Everybody on here, fiber, fiber. Say it with me, fiber. The C word in the colon is on the rise. One of the greatest, easiest ways besides beans, because with beans, you kind of need to prepare them the right way. You want to soak them overnight or pressure cook them. But the best one out there, beans that are properly, is the Jovial brand, Jovial. Has anybody heard of that? Fiber. The greatest, easiest way is getting husk. You can just go to the store and get husk. You want to start slow. So quarter of a teaspoon, and then slowly go up to half a teaspoon. You don't need more. Maybe if you're bigger, you might go up to a tablespoon, a teaspoon, a full teaspoon. But in the beginning, you really, really want to start slow. So husk fiber, I don't know of brands. I'm just telling you what to go next time when you go to Whole Foods to put in your cart. You can just read the reviews and see. Yes, I mean selenium husk. My other favorite fiber is citrus pectin. The studies are shown to bind to heavy metals in the gut, and it's a prebiotic fiber. Citrus pectin comes from the peel of an orange. Yes, my love. Yes, doctor, but I have dyslexia. I don't want to ever pronounce your name, and you probably like, what? She didn't even pronounce. So I'm just gonna, Dr. Batruzzi. I hope I pronounced that right.
Batul Rizvi.
Batul Rizvi.
Batul
Batul
Rizvi.
Rizvi. Citrus pectin. Citrus pectin is amazing. Studies show that it binds to heavy metals in the gut, and it feeds the good bacteria in your gut. Again, you start very small, a teaspoon. I wouldn't go more than that, okay? Yeah, these two would be the best ways to get fiber into your life. It's very easy. Now, if you have cholesterol issues, whatnot, and it's really high, there's a few, or if you have high triglycerides, how many people here have high triglycerides? How many people here have high triglycerides? Okay, Altaf, it's the morning and I need to go use the restroom. I just had breakfast. Sorry, my body just is kind of like clockwork and I just had breakfast. So can you chime in? I need to go for just a few minutes.
Even like, I don't know.
I know, but I can't. My body, I just had my breakfast and 20 minutes later it's time
Go,
for,
go.
it is. It's as good. You want your body working like clockwork. Are we right back? Outfit of the day is, let's show them. It's this dude. Wait, why is the camera like this?
Because it's on you.
What? Okay, it's this dupatta that I got that my husband doesn't like.
It's so floral.
No, it's
Go.
not.
Okay, go do your thing. Go. Tell me, what was the fiber? What was it about? Did you say apple pectin? Was it apple pectin? Lourdes, it's apple pectin. Rivera, 6 months old, colostrum. See if you have access to it, but the mother's milk is the best thing
For what?
for a baby's gut lining.
Yeah, breastfeeding, but the mother needs to be eating a little bit healthy.
And yeah, and give is the mother just is she taking on, is she on ZOR? So ZOR helps mineralize.
I would take my, if I was what to boost a 6-month-old breastfed baby's gut bacteria, I would take colostrum, Riviera, and I personally was on Shilajit while I breastfed. You have to understand your breast milk is made from your blood. So if you go to bed and your joints are hurting, especially the bottom of your feet, is that happening to you while you're breastfeeding? You just feel, especially at night, that is a sign that it's taking from your reserves and you're not replenishing. And you can break down really fast that way. So you need to replenish. I actually came across a study yesterday that said the fulvic and humic acid in Shilajit is the number one strongest binder to mold in the gut, to mycotoxins in the gut. I was like, whoa, because we lived in mold. It was really bad. I mean, I still got sick, but I was taking it daily, but I didn't get sick to like a degree that some people, they come to me and they're just like, they can't move. I was still functioning. I just got a lot of gut issues. But that place was like really bad at one point. It was all underneath the foundation. We didn't know how bad it was. I mean, obviously we moved out and it took me about a year and a half, 2 years of my life to get it out of me, but it was rough. I don't wish it on anybody. It's not. How? It's so low, I can barely hear you. Is it better now? Is it better now? Let's tap the screen. When we get to 5,000, we're going to do a free. Who was on here yesterday from the emotional scan? Who was on here on the emotional scan? Who was on here yesterday from the emotional scan? So, it's not me. So I would take ZOR Shilajit. I would take colostrum. Tell the mother to start adding colostrum. There's a few good brands out there. The one that I like is from a farm, and it's called Crucial 4. They're a small family-owned business out of Canada. They own their farm. A lot of times they're sold out because they only make small batches. I'm not affiliated with them in any way, but I just know like they're good. They're a small business. It comes straight from their farm. And a lot of times their website is sold out because they don't make massive batches. So colostrum from Crucial 4. They're really good. Yeah. You came in midway scan. Who would like a scan today, an emotional scan? We will see what thoughts are holding you back from your highest good, what patterns you're stuck in, emotional trauma patterns, what it's physically doing or it could be doing to your body, and what minerals or vitamins you need to get the energy, the fuel into the body to overcome that. All we would need is your voice. You're like, well, how can your voice tell? Your voice can tell a lot. When you call somebody and you're like, hi, how's it going? And they're like, fine. So this technology is just scalar energy. Nikola Tesla discovered it. The CIA talks about it. I would need your voice, and it just kind of goes through the frequency of the octaves. And based on what frequency it hit, it just kind of gives you a pattern that could have happened to you in childhood that makes you stuck in certain belief systems that aren't really serving your highest good. And we all have different belief systems that we might have inherited from our parents, that we're not good enough, you're not lovable, wealth is evil. I mean, every family will have a different trauma they deal with. What would you say? There's like crazy religious families that you start to like, you just start to look at religion in a weird way. And there's families that work hard and they just think like, unless you work hard, money doesn't come to you. There's just like these weird belief systems that aren't necessarily true. And you grow up and you're like, but you have to break through that pattern, because what you believe is constantly playing your subconscious programming, and it's letting out that frequency. You don't believe you're lovable enough and that your life can only get better if you find somebody to completely complete you. You will end up finding somebody who will teach you the lessons of not be there for you, not fill your cup. So again, you have to learn that lessons of filling your own cup. And if you don't learn that lessons, you're going to keep repeating that cycle, but just with a different person and a different face and name. That's why you see like the same cycles play out in different relationships, because you still have to do the work and understand that you are complete. This person's just there to complement you, it's not like to be your end all be all. So who would like to do the emotional tap, tap, tap TikTok so we can get to 5,000? Who would like to do the emotional scan today? Anybody interested? Okay, I'm just looking.
What are you looking at?
Just how many people here get yearly blood work? How many people on here get yearly blood work? Once you hit 40, you should be getting yearly blood work, your liver, your full iron panel, and thyroid. It's really, really important. You want to just, how many people here get yearly blood work? Did that woman ever reach out from yesterday for a time zone?
No,
Huh?
she didn't respond.
She didn't respond? Okay. She'll probably get back to us. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start the scan. Tap, tap, tap. Who want here? Let me just start it. You guys just, I like to keep track of where I'm at, what I need to work with my labs. So at your age, a liver, just your liver enzymes, your cholesterol, triglycerides, full iron panel with ferritin, and full thyroid panel. Your iron panel can tell you a lot, like if your hemoglobin, your monocytes, your astrocytes, if they're in balance or not. That can kind of tell us a lot what you're dealing with, but that would be once a year. Everybody, once they hit their 40s, should be doing this once a year. And again, if something's out of range, you want to catch on to it early and just give it the proper nutrients, whether that be enzymes to break down cholesterol or triglycerides, or get fiber into your diet, or if you have like a virus type load, then take binders, get in the sauna. Your diet does matter. You want to eat as clean as possible, but there's other things you can do to support the body as well. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to scan myself. Interesting. Yesterday, I was eating a lot of cherries. Back in the day, I once had an allergic reaction to tart cherry juice, long time ago, like 10 years ago. I tried Shilajit, but it was flavored. Gave me, but I try yours, but I do it if I can. Love your videos. Thanks for the advice. I tried, but it was flavored. I want to try yours, but I do if I can. Definitely, ours is not flavored at all.
Rivera ZOR is undiluted. The one that you had is usually diluted, or for some reason they want to add honey to it, but that's because they want to lower the cost of their product. Ours is like fully super undiluted. So undiluted that we don't even like use machines to package it, because then we'll have to dilute it if we were to put it in that machine for the packaging. So don't worry about the purity of the product. Go check our website. The link is there. You will see that our certificate is there of analysis, and you will see there's no heavy metals.
Oh my goodness, sorry.
And it's pure grade Shilajit. We get it from above 20,000 feet above sea level in the Himalayan region, the border area between Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Tajikistan. That's a demilitarized zone, so there's no human contaminants or animal contaminants in that area because it's very high. And usually we get it from a very particular mountain where the sun hits it vertically. So, it's taken from a part of the mountain which vertically faces the sun. So there are no human contaminants in that area. And there's tons of reviews on our website where people have tried other brands and then they use ZOR and then they see a visible difference in the how they feel after the first use.
Somebody said she has high A1C. A1C is the last 3 months of your blood sugar. Okay. So if you have high A1C, you're probably on your way to diabetes too. It just means that whatever you're eating, your cells are not taking up that glucose. Maybe you're on a high carb diet. Now, I would swap out all the carbs for a while. No white bread, no bread. Go to simple carbs like sweet potatoes, potatoes. You have to roots for breakfast, but yes. Well, no, my love, and I will explain why. Um, Watermelon, mango, grapes, these are very waterish, very high glycemic index fruits. They're summer fruits. Why do we eat them in the summer? Because in the summer we sweat and we need to cool down our bodies. In the winter time, you eating a watermelon in the winter, your body circulation's already slow because that's the environment you're in right now. Does that make sense? You wouldn't see like people who live in back in the day, the Native Americans, they would eat certain foods per their season. So you eating a watermelon, and I will go down into the science. You guys can look up somebody on TED Talks, but I'm going to say a word that you probably never heard of. Gives your body high levels of deuterium. What the heck is deuterium? Deuterium is heavy water. We do want a little bit of deuterium, but when we're in the summertime, we're sweating, we're out, it's hot, we have a refreshing watermelon, we cool down. In the wintertime, when your body is in hibernation mode and the metabolism is a little slower, it wants warming foods to boost up the circulation, the blood flow. So think of like what grows in the winter: potatoes, more apples. These are like winter fruits. I think it's just apples, and it's not that many. I mean, so the thing is, deuterium, energy in, energy out. Within the mitochondria, we have a little bit of water around the nucleus. When you have tropical fruits, but you're living in a winter climate, that water is very high in deuterium from the fruit, and it's almost like putting sand into your engine. It's going to be heavy water. You're going to feel bloated. You're going to be heavy. And next time, if you don't squash, pumpkin, yes, thank you, Lourdes, squash, pumpkin. Next time, if you don't believe me, I want you to remember me and remember my voice. It's winter time. Go get some watermelon, eat it. Go lift up your shirt before you have the watermelon. And then after the watermelon, you will look 5 months pregnant and you will remember me. You will be like, oh, wow, that girl was right. Not the best match for your environment. Now, when it's hot out, you can have your tropical fruit. Just because we're able to get access to stuff all year round doesn't mean that food is the best for your body. Now, if you grew up on an island, you can have these island fruits because you're getting your energy from the sunlight. You're in a different environment. So eat also seasonal to where you live. How would you know what's seasonal? You can go to the farmer's market or join a co-op website in your neighborhood, or every county should have a co-op. And they just kind of, you sign up, it's a monthly fee, and I think they send you a box of whatever is seasonal for your region. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. My antibodies are up. Oh my God. I had a little bit of gluten yesterday. I tend to have Hashimoto's. I just want to show you guys. Look, twice. 2 reds for Hashimoto's antibodies. I had a little bit of gluten yesterday. I didn't think it was a big deal, but when you have Hashimoto's, you're very sensitive. And today, both of them are red. That is so. This thing keeps you in check. Whoa, okay, that is kind of messed up.
That is poppycock. Poppycock.
What is poppycock?
Whatever that you were doing.
No, it was on the burger. It was on the burger. So, yeah, it was on the burger. Yeah, that's interesting. This hormone went up, which, okay, I'll take it. All right, does anybody want to do the emotional scan? We are at 5,000. Who would like to do an emotional scan? Oh my God, I can't have that burger anymore. It was just such a good snack, but I just can't do it, apparently. It's really messed up. Now, if you ever want to do this privately, we do offer it, and it's way more advanced. It's like we can scan based on your face and energy. Everything has atoms, protons, neutrons, what parasites, what bacteria. We are not doing that part. We're just doing the emotional part today. But if you ever choose to want to do a full one privately, we do offer this on our website. But who would like to do the emotional scan today? What is... Thank you, Lourdes. Me. Okay, my dear. Would you like to... all I would need is you to... She wants to do... What's your name? What's your name? I just need your email for after the scan to send. Stacy. Okay, Stacy, you want to go ahead and call her in?
Yeah, just tell her she has to hop on.
How does she do it?
Just tell her she has to hop on a thing.
I'm just we're about to start the emotional scan, and you will see Stacy wants to be the first runner up. By your voice. Okay, these are devices that were discovered 100 years ago by somebody called Nikola Tesla. The CIA knows about it. They've just released documents. They use this it's just been hidden from the general public, but we happen to have a device where we can scan your emotional based on your voice, and your voice can tell a lot about what emotions you're holding or playing in the background. You know, when you call somebody, you're like, hey, how's it going? They're like, fine. And you're just like, you don't sound fine. You're like, everything's okay. Your voice can tell a lot. So this device just picks up the voice, and it will tell us what pattern you're stuck in, what belief systems you need to change, what it's physically doing to the body, and what minerals or nutrients you're lacking or need in your body to help you overcome and have energy, because everything requires energy. To have awareness of your thoughts requires energy, and that first starts in the physical body. People think, what is depression? You're repressed. You're going inward. You don't have the energy to process whatever is going on in your life. Because somebody healthy just knows, like, okay, something happened to me. I will overcome this. They have the tools. They have the energy to process their emotions, process their thoughts, come up with a plan, whatever it may be, to overcome whatever they're going through. But when you go into severe depression, that you don't even have, you're just like, you're repressed. You don't have the awareness, the energy. And that comes from your minerals, your sleep, the people you surround yourself with, your diet, the foods. Are you properly hydrated? Is your blood good? Are you anemic or not? Anemia is a big issue. If you don't have enough iron in your body, you're not getting oxygen to your brain. That's just, it is what it is. A lot of people are walking around with super low ferritin. That's their iron storage. Feeling really tired. As soon as the afternoon hits, they feel like a zombie, like they're dragging. And I've been there. Dragging cement. It's kind of like their body just gets really heavy. Does anybody resonate with what I just said? That heavy feeling as soon as the afternoon hits. And then sometimes they go to stimulants, whether that be lots of caffeine, whether that be carbs or sugar. Some people, anger is a stimulant. They're constantly angry. That's what keeps them going, is that anger energy. There are people like that who are snappy, angry. There's nothing, they're not grounded. They're not calm, right? We say calm down. There's a reason, calm down. You don't want your energy all, So there's a lot of people like that walking around super depleted. Yeah, yes, but I can't drink coffee. Yeah, some people do the matcha, and here's the thing about matcha. If you're anemic, that matcha actually is it's really not good for the anemia. It could make you even more anemic. So I know it's a whole trend, which I don't know. Matcha just tastes gross anyway. I'm like, I don't get the whole hype. It's like grass with sugar inside. Never snap. Yeah, so you could be repressed and just holding everything inside. But we're going to go ahead and get Stacy on for the first emotional scan. First emotional scan of the day. Okay, Stacy, let's get this going. And then if somebody wants to join again after we hit another goal of likes, we will have another person on. And just keep tapping the screen. Does Instagram have a tapping screen too? No, they don't care. Instagram is kind of laid back that way. TikTok is not. Like, if you're not tapping the screen, they think you're AI. They're like, we need to end this live. I'm like, oh. That's why I don't make the rules. But they just want you tapping. Instagram's kind of relaxed like that. They even tell us before we go live on TikTok to ask for gifts. That is just so... I'm like, I'm not doing that. But then sometimes they send a notification. They're like, nobody's gifting you. Yeah, I don't get it. We're just trying to have a nice experience here. Could we not? They're just so... It's not as fun as it used to be. This whole, like, they're really... I don't know. Matcha gives me heart problems. So you might be very sensitive to the caffeine. Yeah. Is she on there, love? Stacy, are you still here? If Stacy's not here, would anybody else like to do the scan? No worries, Stacy. I know sometimes it can be overwhelming, like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready for this. It's okay. You might not be today. You might be in another time. It's okay. You don't have to like force your body into something it's not fully ready for. Anybody else would like to do the scan? All we would need is you to hop on and use your voice. We don't need to see your face, but if you want to show your beautiful face, that's always welcome. But there's no pressure to, okay? Anybody else would like to do it? What would you like for breakfast, love? Some boiled eggs?
I'll eat anything.
Yeah, my husband, he's just like, if I just put a bowl of whatever in front of him, he eats it. As long as it's good for him, I like that. Some people are not like that. Some people will just... anybody want to do the emotional scan? Just hop on. Keep tapping, guys. Keep tapping. Thank you so much. think we have a shy crowd today. They're a little shy. There's nothing to be shy of. Okay, we'll go back. But if anybody wants to do this, it's here. Okay, if you want to see, hey, what's going on? What
I want to do it. Do mine.
you want to do it?
Yeah.
Okay, how many people would like my husband to do it? You've never done it. I've owned this thing for 6 years.
Emotional scan. Yeah, no, I have never.
You have never, I've owned this device for 6 years and you've never done it. How many people would like to see my husband do it? Give us a heart.
I did the whole thing, like the frequency thing. Remember I sent you the picture?
Years ago, yeah.
But I haven't done the emotional scan.
Okay, let's go ahead. I just need you to speak into this. And
Hello. How are you guys doing? I'm here doing an emotional scan because nobody else wanted to do it. So I'm filling in right now. Let's see what it says. Okay, it's done.
okay, great. It is scanning. And there we go. It's going to scan and let's see what patterns are coming up. All right. This will be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're definitely a giver. You overly give, and I love that. That's great for me. But let's see what, I'm just interested. And what nutrients your body's lacking. Because we did blood work last year. We're trying to correct a few of those things that came up. You know, my husband's a man. I tell him to take his supplements. He kind of does or doesn't. And I'm not the type of, I will tell you, but I won't force you. I won't physically put it in front of your face. But then he did a little bit of blood work and a few things popped up. And I think you got a little bit more serious about okay, I need to take care of this. This runs in my family. If high cholesterol LDL runs in your family, you are more prone to getting it genetically. So there are things you can do. Okay, let's open the report. It's just opening and it's going to give us a report. There's the report. I'm going to read off of it. So for use, the first one that came up was conflicting beliefs.
What does that mean?
May experience mental issues, inability to focus, may come across as spacey, distance demanding, or detached. I remember last year, it was really hard for you to sit down and just complete a task. You were overwhelmed, we were building a house, but it just it was a lot for you to handle. I remember you would just do one task and you just were I can't take this all on. And
it wasn't one task, it was multiple things that I would be doing.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, we did your blood work, your vitamin D came up.
Again?
This was something that
Does it have something to do with cholesterol?
It has something to do with your lymphatic system, increased hydration. I haven't really been seeing you drink water as much as you should. That's, unless I give you a glass of water, I don't really see you drinking water. Hydration came up. You may have a blocked ability for inspiration and faith, resulting in feeling ungrounded. Yes, I am constantly praying. I tell you, come and pray with me. I mean, this is just but sometimes you pray and then sometimes you're just it's just not there.
What was that? What was it?
May have a block in ability for inspiration and faith, resulting in feeling ungrounded.
No, but it's something else. You're
disparity between conscious beliefs, values, and actions.
Yeah. But it has something to do with my disconnect from what my value system is and then what I see. It has has more to do with that.
I think so, but I know that
As a
I try to lead by example. Like you see me that I do, I don't really talk about my relationship with God, but you do see me get up a lot and pray in the middle of the night. And I kind of I'm like, why don't you come pray with me? And a lot of times you just don't. And it's fine. That's your journey. I'm not going to force you to. Like, you can't force somebody to pray. That is not.
That's what you've been on a regular.
That's just not.
John, what do you want her to make in the breakfast?
Just some boiled eggs. And some steamed turnips. And a steamed potato. Boil some turnips and potato, like one or.
Delilah wants to know about Shilajit.
Shilajit is mountain resin that oozes out of rock bed. Okay, why do we take it? Because we're supposed to get our minerals and vitamins, carbon compounds. That's what our body runs on: oxygen, carbon, minerals. Iron's a mineral. Calcium is a mineral. Boron, vanadium, indium. There's many minerals. A lot of them you haven't even heard. But if your soils are depleted, heavily sprayed with pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, and they're not being replenished, your food is only as good as the soil it is grown in. Your meat is only as good as the way it has been raised. The way the farming practices today, there is nothing natural or okay about it. These seedless fruits, a lot of them will now be grown in labs because water is becoming scarce. They need them for these data centers. That is a reality. Okay, these data centers have nothing to do with AI. They have to do with just more collecting data, whatever. So the food will now be grown in labs, pumped up to taste like an apple, but it's not really an apple. So even if you're trying to eat right, you're just missing the blocks to feel whole. So an apple today, you'd have to eat an apple from the 1950s, you'd have to eat 50 apples equivalent to get the same nutritional value. The food today looks tasty. I mean, I don't even think it tastes good, but it's not, there's nothing natural about it. The seeds are genetically modified. So we take mountain resin it's almost like dirt, where it has all the fulvic and humic acid, binds to the mycotoxins, heavy metals in your body, and the soil, it binds to the nutrients and gets it into the plants. In our body, it binds to the nutrients and gets it into the cells. And you just have more energy, your iron levels go up, potassium, your hair fall goes down, your nails start growing beautifully. Studies are there for osteoporosis. Yeah, so it depends on where you live. Some countries are really, like the US, unfortunately, doesn't have as many regulations, or they do, but again, it's what lobbyist is paying the most money. It doesn't matter if you're red or blue. The politicians are controlled by the lobbyist, and whoever is paying the most money, they just look the other way. And certain countries, they don't allow but at the end of the day, the soils are still not being replenished unless you grow your own fruit and vegetables and you replenish your soil. And you do that with worms and casings, and there's different ways to replenish. You can use fulvic and humic acid. The other pattern that came up for you, love, so yeah, faith came up. You're kind of distant from inspiration and faith. May have poor follow up, may overachieve to try to compensate for subconscious feelings of undeserving unworthiness. May have poor follow through.
Delilah, the details are on the screen.
It's on the screen, my love. Delilah.
And make sure you use the
I
code.
remember when we were first talking, and I kind of got a little bit out of your comfort zone with some of my belief systems. We're not going to go into it. And you just didn't know how to handle it. You just were like, you know what? I just don't think.
No, that was a signal that we're not aligned.
Okay, whatever. It wasn't even that big of a deal.
Are you serious?
What are you talking about? I was just like, I didn't even do, you were just like, I just don't think you're the right one for me.
No,
And
the way that you were acting.
sorry, you just didn't know how to like
Deal with what you were saying?
Yeah.
Why would I put up with that?
Like no, because I was getting a little heated, and it was the first time, and you were just like, you're like, I can't deal with this. And you're like, I think, I wish you the best of luck in life. You're a beautiful human being, but I just can't deal with this. And you just hung up.
I didn't hang up. Did I hang up?
You were just like, homeboy, you're a man. I'm having a moment.
Moment about what? What the hell was that?
So, as always, we know from your blood work, your liver came up.
Again?
Yes.
What?
Vitamin C, you're having colon upset, but you did have dampness. You're on the diet right now. You're taking care of these things. Again, this doesn't mean you're actively going through this, but these are patterns that you had, whether in the past.
Oh.
Okay? Nervous system, trace minerals. Please keep taking your Shilajit, love, okay? Sometimes this would create fear of failure for you, a mental block, or an emotional interia. I think you should have been there for me. That was 6 years ago, but we just had our first conflict, and you were just like, I can't deal with this.
What was that conflict? That was so bizarre.
Because you were putting ideas into my life
serious?
that I wasn't ready to embrace.
I was basically taking your lead on something that you wanted.
No.
Yes. Why would somebody do what I did, or without any pretense of any kind? You said something.
You just insinuated that I was one of those
serious?
girls that was gonna jump to whatever you were proposing, and I wasn't. I was a high value girl, and that pissed me off that you didn't see me in that light. And instead of just trying to understand my point of view, you were like, I can't deal with this.
Are you having a selective amnesia?
Okay.
That's
well,
what's
this
happening.
pattern came up for you.
No,
the
that's
other
not
thing,
true.
the other thing that came up is
not what
sadness. There was a lot in 2018 when you went through that. You were really sad. You went into a deep depression.
I didn't go.
You didn't cut your hair for 6 months.
3 months, and I was just like, I thought my hair are growing and they look good. Turns out that was not the case.
Okay. Did you stop eating? Because it said you may have had decreased appetite at the time.
At that time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was by myself.
He went through a
That was
very traumatic
bizarre.
relationship ending. He poured his heart and soul, and it just didn't go the way he thought. And he just, as a Scorpio, it just took a toll. Like, this man went into a hibernation mode, stopped taking care of himself, would just go straight to work and home, was skin and bones. I remember seeing a photo of you, and I'm like, I don't know, he's a little scrawny. But it's okay. At the time, that was affecting your stomach.
Really?
You weren't drinking at that time, were you? Okay, good. And you had a lot of fear of failure coming up. Did you have that? Like, you were just fear of failure. Did you feel like, okay, I failed at whatever I was trying to accomplish? Okay. That's about it, my love. I mean, I'm not going to read everything. Did you guys like that? And we all have...
Mostly the things that you referred to, they're still in my body? The traces of that stuff is still in my body?
It had enough of an impact at the time that it did leave an emotional kind of scar.
So how do you fix that? I mean, it's been a long time.
It's been a long time, but here's the thing. our brain only knows feelings. So let's say, like, here's something. Remember, for months I would go to the doctor, we would try to get a follicle to grow, I would go get a scan, and they would just be like, they would just make these unnecessary comments like, oh, your ovaries are so small, it's really hard to find, I can't even find your ovary. And I'm like, what does that mean? They're like, you don't have eggs left. And so every month I would just dread going, because my brain would just go back to that feeling of like, and you have to teach your brain that just because you had an emotion doesn't mean that will be the outcome. I really had to sit and pray and do nervous system work to understand that it's okay. That won't I know that felt very unsafe for you, that feeling. So whenever, let's say you're married now, of course, but maybe whenever, like, you send out an email, for instance, and you don't hear back from the person, sometimes these emotions, your brain goes, oh, no, we're going back into rejection mode. And it can just make your nervous system go into that place of like the liver starts to, because in Chinese medicine, different emotions affect different organs. Fear affects your kidneys, fear of moving forward, fear of the state of the world. Sadness, grief affects your lungs. You have gone through a death of a loved one, grief, sadness. Not speaking your truth affects your thyroid. You know, that lump, like, people start to repress their true voice because they've been told that their opinion doesn't matter. Anger, frustration, liver, gallbladder. So sometimes, but you just do the inner work. You just have to tell yourself it's safe, breath work, and talk to yourself like it's okay. We're not going to have that experience. I, every month, would dread going and getting a scan because the doctors would just make these unnecessary comments like, you should just be happy you have one child. We can't find your ovary. Usually, when you're on letrozole, the ovaries get really big and I'm having a hard time. Girl, did I need your commentary with what? Did I ask you for your feedback? I'm already in a stressed state. And then you go home and you're like, yeah, I have a shrunken ovary. And so then every month that comes by, you have this fear of like, the same pattern's gonna. So I had to really step outward, and I just started asking God for a miracle. I was like, I need you to help me. I'm not gonna go to these doctors anymore. I'm gonna, I need you to like. And that month, all the doctors changed. The radiologist, she was a new technician. I got a new doctor, and they kept their comments to themselves, and they kept boosting me up. They're like, miracles happen that defy science. I've seen miracles happen through God. It was like almost like God was speaking through them to me. And I really had to, I surrendered. But that takes a lot of like doing the inner work is way, way harder than the physical stuff. Eat this, take that is easy child's play. Going inward and doing the inner work of your belief system, especially when all you know is doors being closed in your face or a negative experience, and telling your body that no, it's safe to pursue this goal again, whatever it may be. Maybe it's a job, maybe it's a relationship, you're afraid of getting hurt. That takes a lot more courage and inner work. And that comes with supporting the physical body so your body has the energy to process. And if you go through that feeling, to tell yourself it's safe, we can try again. Everything happens in my highest good. I would just keep telling myself, trust in divine timing. Everything happens in your highest good. And that takes a lot of awareness. So
no, but all the stuff that came up for me, I think most of this was old stuff. It has nothing to do, maybe like the
old, but it left
stuff.
the vitamin D liver. It left enough.
So like
energetic
how long,
imprint.
How long does that take?
Because so my teacher said
wait. My thing is like, apparently, as you said, energetic imprint.
Mm-hmm.
So you reverse that with the frequency work,
diet, sleep, doing breath work, It's not just one. It's like building a home. You don't just build. You're on this journey for life. That's what we're here is to elevate to a higher level of consciousness. Can you just show them the level of consciousness? Fear, guilt, shame is at the very bottom frequency. Acceptance, willingness, change is in the middle. Enlightenment, love, forgiveness is at the very top. A lot of people are stuck. Well, I don't want to forgive this person because this happened to me because of them. But honey, something in you attracted that life lesson. Why don't we stop playing the victim? Something in you attracted that life lesson. Now, if we were to think about it, what is the lesson behind it? Let's stop playing the victim, because that thought belief is not getting you anywhere. But my teacher would say the body is like an onion. There's layers of adaptation. And as you peel back one layer of healing, there's going to be another layer that comes up. You could have, when you were a child, your parents went through a divorce. And emotionally, you're like, oh, relationships are hard. There's pain. Noted. Then you were on a bike or you got exposed to a virus. Really bad stomach flu. Now you have this gut bacteria inside of you, and you never really ate well because you're a kid and you had a standard American diet. That's one layer. And now that bacteria is inside of you, and it keeps thriving because you keep feeding it the processed crap that it likes. Then you might have gone through college and had another heart. So there's just layers. So we just peel back layers. And that happens with your minerals. Minerals charge up the body. They help with oxygen, iron. They just charge up your cells. You can think that that happens with optimal sleep. That's where your body rejuvenates. Getting out in nature, breathing good quality air, connecting to sunlight. I'm not saying go burn in the sun, but 20 minutes of sunlight on your tummy, like, you can't tell me that it doesn't feel good. Laying out in the sun for 20 minutes, that warmth on your body, so relaxing to the nervous system. Doing breath work, and then you have awareness and you realize, okay, this person makes my nervous system feel a certain way. I don't want to be around them. Then you start to see people, things for what they are. A lot of us will have a friend or somebody close in our life today, and if this resonates, please give us a heart, that is really jealous of you. And the way you know is anytime you have an accomplishment, they downplay it. I got a job. Oh, really? But like, I heard that they don't really keep their employees for that long. I want to pursue a business. 50% of businesses fail in the first year. I want to get a new car. Oh, that's cool, but I heard these cars have problems. They always try to downplay your accomplishments. Start looking out for that. Somebody downplays your accomplishments, stay away from that person. Usually it will be somebody very close to you. And keep your goals and your dreams to yourself. Pursue them on the sideline. Keep them between you and God. Nobody needs to know. The only person that you need on your side to manifest this is you and God. That's it. Nobody needs to know anything. Keep hush. How's it going? Great. Same old. But meantime, back then, you're working on your body, your mental health, you're changing your diet. People start, ooh, you're glowing. Is everything good? Yeah, it's good. I'm ordering now, but it doesn't let me use the coupon. 1 second, my dear.
Delilah, what do you mean? It's there. You should be able to use it.
How many people resonated? If that resonated with you, give us an emoji. Give us an emoji if that resonated. Keep tapping the screen, guys.
No.
No.
Live 30% off.
Yeah, the whole thing. Live 30% off. The whole thing, love. Off.
Without any space.
No space. How many people resonated with that? Let me see Instagram. I mean, if I could ask one thing you could change about your life today, you woke up tomorrow and you didn't have to deal with that. Maybe it's chronic fatigue syndrome. Maybe it's getting, what would it be? What physical thing, if you could change tomorrow, you woke up, poof, it's gone. Because here's the thing about the body. You want it bad enough, you can get it. Everything requires work. What would that one thing be? Type it in right now. Let's go. What would that one thing be? And keep tapping the screen, guys. Keep tapping the screen. What would that one thing be? You could change one thing. You wake up tomorrow and you've overcome that challenge in your physical body. What would that be? What would that be? Keep tapping the screen and let me know. Let's see how we can get you there faster. Everybody's perfect. They don't want to change anything. Well, heck, if I could change one thing, I'd want less gray hair. I'm a little tired of this gray hair, okay? I would want less gray hair. Yeah. Keep tapping the screen, guys. Keep tapping the screen. What would one thing be if you could change? My friend responded about her baby. She says she went dairy, soy, 3 months, and her poop is still mucousy, sometimes blood, but rare. Is colostrum? My friend responded about her baby. She said she went dairy, soy, 3 months, and her poop is still mucousy, sometimes blood. Rare, but happens. I would just get that checked out. Mucus, there's some sort of like gut bacteria inflammation. That is not normal. When you have mucus in your gut and blood, she has some sort of inflammation going on there. Colostrum can still be helpful. It's very gentle on the gut, as well as citrus pectin, as well as Shilajit. This will help. But I would still tell her to go to the doctor. And when I was, after I breastfed, let me tell you a story. After I breastfed, one day I bought a burger. This was my favorite burger joint. And I left it in the car. I don't know. I was breastfeeding. Maybe I left it in the car, and then I went for an hour to run an errand. Now, it was kind of warmer. I ended up eating that burger. I woke up violently ill the next day, like puking, both, it was, remember when I got sick in Islamabad? It was from that burger, love.
Oh, you had cucumber.
Cucumber and the burger. It was on the burger, the cucumber. I had both.
Really?
Yeah. I woke up violently ill, like really, really bad. I knew what to do, but for a month afterwards, I had mucus in my stool, and I knew like there's some inflammation, some sort of gut bacteria. Did the burger have mayo? I think it was really hot in the car, and I think maybe it was bad meat. I don't really know. It didn't have mayo. Maybe it did. I don't know, but it was really, really, really bad. Okay. So I knew there was mucus in my stool. Nothing normal about that. That means you have inflamed You could, but slippery elm was helpful for that. Slippery elm will calm the inflammation, as well as aloe vera inner fillet. But if she wants to just rule out anything serious, I didn't go ahead and get a stool sample or anything, but I was able to just do these things, and it slowly went away. I just think that the bacteria at the time that I was exposed to really inflamed me from the inside out. And I just knew if I kept eating right and whatnot, that it would go down. But to be on the safe side, she can go get a stool test. Doctors might put her on antibiotics if that's the route she wants to go. But blood and stool, her gut's inflamed. She's been exposed to either a virus or a pathogenic bacteria, opportunistic bacteria, and it's inflaming her gut. Is it that dangerous? No, it's something that with the right steps you can overcome. The body's very resilient. With the right foods, mindset, supplements, pills, your body, you cut your finger, your body knows how to grow that skin back. It's not you being like, oh, grow, but we still need to give our bodies the tools to do what it needs to do. And that's where fiber comes in. That's where your minerals, that's where sleep, that's where getting oxygen outside, like fresh air, breathing it in, breathing it out. That's where getting a little bit of sunlight, especially on your torso, your stomach.
No, I don't do that.
Yeah, so if she doesn't, why don't you have her do a consultation with me? I would want to see her tongue, and we can get her on a few binders and whatnot, but she definitely has inflammation in her gut. Okay? And she needs to take care of that, because if we don't, it could get stronger and stronger. I had a woman, here's a story. She used to give her son raw milk. Whatever, no judgment. Her son got violently ill. For 2 years, mucus, nonstop diarrhea. It took him to so many doctors. They didn't know. They kept on putting him on antibiotics. He wasn't getting better. I'm always people's last resort. It's like, she came to me and we put her on different supplements, fibers, herbs. And she told me 6 months later, I think I have messages in my phone.
No, within the first.
I do have messages. Better. Yeah, way better. He's a different child. So all he needed was a few binders, a few probiotics to strengthen. We wanted to recolonize the gut. Then we wanted to kind of bring down that inflammation, that fire. And there were certain herbs I had him take. Slippery elm, that's very good. Aloe vera juice. He was on a bit of a strict diet. I said, lots of cooked stews and things that are easier to digest. Don't have him get off the dairy for a while. And he's doing much better. So it works. She might have had like food poisoning, and because her body's breastfeeding, it's just a little tired and didn't have the energy to fight off that pathogenic bacteria, and it's multiplying
The
and
mother should get on ZOR anyways.
Regardless, yeah.
She needs it.
Definitely Shilajit will be helpful. The citrus pectin today, citrus pectin colostrum, and a little bit of slippery elm. A little bit of slippery elm. That was a mosquito. Keep tapping, you guys. Keep tapping. So how many people are on ZOR Shilajit? What are you feeling? We had a lot of newbies last week, and I'd love to, anybody new on there, anybody old, our old ZOR family, what are you guys feeling? When are you coming to NY? Not anytime soon. So my father is in his 80s. He might require a little bit of a procedure. I might be coming for a bit. I don't know. I'm going to talk to my husband. But if I did, I would be close to Seattle, Washington, because my father lives in Vancouver. What's your link? It's right there on my on the live, my dear. It's on everything is you see underneath my face? Does everybody see that? Insta River, and there's a discount code there. You want to use the whole thing, live 30% off. All one, no spaces. I don't know. Can you guys let me know? Is it a little safe? I'm like so scared. Even though I'm an American citizen, these videos I see on social media, like they just detain you for consultation too. Everything is there. Everything is there. For consultation, no, there's no lie. It's everything's on the website. So the only like concern I have is I don't want to come and just be bothered for some crazy new rules and stuff, even though I have a passport. But I think, yeah, I might be coming soon to just take care of some business. In and out, in and out. River 88, did you find it, my dear? You want to look younger. Blue Moon said she wants to look younger. How old are you, my dear? How old are you, and what are your concerns? When you say younger, what are we talking about? Your skin looks thinner, discoloration, sagging. What's going on? How old are you? If you guys could change one thing physically about maybe something you're going through in your body, chronic fatigue, brain fog, maybe it's a little bit of weight, what could that be tomorrow? Let's see if we can change it. I mean, I think most things can be changed. Your body's like clay and you're the clay master, but it just takes a little bit of effort on your part. Nothing good comes easy in life. Know that. You want to be a doctor, you got to put in the work and study. You want to build a business, you got to put in the work and study. You want to travel, everything takes a little bit of energy, effort. What would that be? Insta? "44, my hair has some grays, hair, weight, tired. I have kids 7 and 5. Okay, you're still super young. Gray at your age is totally normal. Some weight. Blue Shine, you're gonna do this. Go get a pen and paper, everybody on here. Start drinking hawthorn berry tea. Hawthorn berry tea will start moving that chi. As we get older, we use the yin and yang go down. Yin is that juiciness from inside because of your estrogen going down. You start to feel dry. Your skin starts to feel thin. You're like, oh my goodness, what's going on? And yang is that fire, that metabolism of yours, that energy. Both of them start to decline. That is normal. That is biology. Some people starts to decline faster than others, but then combine that with our lifestyles, usually happens faster. So hawthorn berry tea is amazing. Eating something like, if you just feel like you have a lot of water weight, Jobs tier porridge. Jobs, like get a job tier. Jobs tier porridge. I will be posting a video on how to do it, but basically it's like a porridge, and you would want to have it with some protein, maybe some, same for you, Coach Yvonne, maybe some beef of choice, some veggies of choice steamed up. Jobs tier porridge. If you're not trying to get pregnant, the sauna is your best friend. You can start to move and circulate some of that gunk that is in your lymph. And while you're in the sauna, you just do the big 6. This is what the lymph is, like the body's sewer system. So you just start moving it. If you don't have time to move or take a walk, then get yourself, I drink dandelion tea, works. Yes, dandelion tea, but hawthorn berry tea is a little bit stronger. Both are, you can drink both. Get yourself a vibration plate. A vibration plate. One of the best investments you can do, and you want to be on there for 10 minutes. A vibration plate. Vibrating plate. I'm telling you guys right now, Shilajit, Shilajit, Shilajit. It will rev up your metabolism. It will boost your iron levels. Your hair fall will be gone. You just had a baby. You're 8 months postpartum. Your body gave all that energy to the kid, and now the energy is low. Not to like, I don't want to toot my own horn. I literally was back in my jeans 2 weeks after my first son, size 24 jeans. And I thought that was shocking to me, but I was like on these things the whole time. You mentioned something about making a homemade sauna. Can you explain? Just DM me and I can send you so a homemade red light sauna with red chicken coop bulbs, and the Philips ones have the least EMF. So you make a border thing, and you would just need a small area to put that in, enough to contain the heat. So even if you have a small wooden closet, you could take everything out and go in there. But you would just want to try to make a canvas tent, like those kids tents that they play in, but you'd want to do canvas, which is organic cotton, or you can make a little wooden box and go in there. What's your price for the scan? As everything is on the website, my love. Everything is on the website. Oh, sorry, I can't say that word. Everything is, I can't say that word. Everything is there. Can somebody type it in? I'm 39. It seems like the more I color my hair, the more white hair I will get. Not necessarily. It's just you are probably B vitamin deficient. I don't know if you've had your iron and ferritin set up. Your iron could look normal, but if your ferritin is low, that's your iron storage. You're not getting enough iron to all the cells. Ferritin is your iron storage. So when that is really low, your body is just at baseline. Like, so when I just get my iron checked, it used to be everything looked fine, but then I would ask for ferritin and that would be low. And you want to build up your ferritin levels. Can you type it in for her, love? She can't see it. Can somebody help her? Okay, definitely Blue Moon. When you're interested, just know that whenever you're on these lives, you get a discount code. It's only for the people on the lives.
Section of the website. We'll find it
there. And for you, Sadaf, get black sesame seed balls. Black sesame seed, I just kind of roast them first, then I take a little bit of dates, I pit them, I add a little bit of water to the dates, and then I boil down the dates into like a paste. I add the roasted black sesame seeds to it, and I grind it in a food processor, and it becomes like Blue Moon. That is amazing. How many people here, could you guys, why don't you share a few reviews with Blue Moon so she can see? Love? Thank you for your support. Why don't you share a few reviews? What would you like for breakfast, love? Some French fries? We make homemade French fries with tallow for my son. Kids need good quality fat in their diets. Their brain is developing, their brain is a fat. So we use tallow in this house to make our fries.
She follows us for 5 years and she's in ZOR.
Yeah. Why don't you show her a few reviews? Anybody on here, can they share with Blue Moon if they've been taking Shilajit, how long ZOR, what are they feeling, what are they not feeling? Can you share come in and share your experience with her. Weight loss for her. And I just need to give you update.
This person lost 10 kgs with ZOR.
That's around 20 pounds. 1 kg is 2.2 pounds.
Yeah.
So almost 25 pounds. But in the healthy manner, while remineralizing and restoring your energy levels, your mineral levels, so you're not just like depleting. I know these GLP-1s are really, really popular, but their New York article came out, and I forgot what magazine. When people get off of them, they start to binge eat again, and the weight just,
What?
yeah, some. So you put your body through all those side effects, we don't know long term, and you didn't really get to the source of the problem. Your body was starving for minerals and it's searching for it elsewhere, so you just start to go to food, like what's going on.
Okay, this person lost 100 pounds in 3 years using ZOR, a natural GLP-1.
Yeah. Should I add more seeds? Can I get just black sesame seeds? Can I get idea about I did I don't know. I did about 10 tablespoons to I just wing things based on I never really measure. I should, but I just kind of wing it. And if you want it to taste more like dates, or you want it to taste more like black sesame seeds, just wing it, see how it turns out. Next time, if you think the sesame seeds is too strong, then use less, use more dates. Again, it's your taste buds. As long as you're getting those nutrients in, it doesn't really matter. And massage your scalp. Again, if there's poor blood flow, you're not going to have enough oxygen. Make sure your iron, your ferritin levels are good. That's important. I need to wash my scalp today. It's really dirty. Yeah, I hate hair washing day. I really do. It takes so much effort. I like to wash my body, but I'm not a hair person. The whole blow drying it afterwards and doing all that stuff. You have mentioned something about making, homemade sauna. If anybody's interested, I have the guide. Is the guide on our website?
I think it is, yeah.
For the homemade sauna? Okay, if you guys are ever interested in making a homemade sauna, just DM. I can send you the guide. All you would need to get is some Philips red bulbs and a canvas tent. Kind of like there's a company called Sauna Space. Sauna Space does them. They have the tented sauna. $6,000, y'all. $6,000 or $7,000. $6,000 was 10 years ago, so I'm pretty sure it's a lot more. You can make one for $100, $150, whatever. I don't know, maybe even less. Maybe you have the canvas tent. You know the stuff they put on the floor when they're painting. You just need to, and then you can use PVC piping to make a little tent, and you go in and you sit down on the floor. And you shine on the light and you just start sweating. It's amazing. But if you're on your fertility journey, we don't want to be sweating, both men and women. For men, it can kind of make the testosterone levels, not testosterone, it can just kind of, heat kills the sperm. Now, if you're not trying to conceive, that's okay for a time being, but if you're trying to conceive, and then too much heat can dry up, from the blood flow going to the ovaries, and you need a lot of nutrient blood flow. The ovaries have lots of nerve endings and veins. You want that blood going there, nourishing those follicles so they can hopefully grow and do their job. Thank you, Blue Moon. Thank you. Anybody else, if they could change something that they're going through, uh, brain fog, fatigue. Maybe they're just always angry and they just don't understand why. Maybe they are stuck in some sort of pattern. If you could change one thing, what would that be? Type it in right now. What would that be? Type it in right now. If you could change one thing, what would that be? Type it in right now. Oh my gosh, love. This thing. It got really small.
It did?
Test.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Okay.
Right? Huh?
It's very good.
Didn't it get small?
Yeah, it did.
I used to not be, well, I still can't put my ring over it, but yeah, it got smaller. It gets big and small. It just kind of like shrinks and it doesn't shrink. What if I added in? Nothing new.
We're eating that thing.
Eating what?
The slow cooked meat.
The slow cook. Yeah. Well, your mom's like, what should I make? I was like, just make it again. She's like, you eat the same foods every day. I'm like, if it's healthy and it's good, it's just food. I'm not going to it for enjoyment. I'm just going it to nurture myself. She's like, it's not health. Well, not have to use readers anymore. I always misplace them and I can't see without. Sounds silly. No, nothing about it. Lourdes, go on to YouTube, Your Eye's a Muscle, and learn to do eye exercise to release the strain of those eyes. Number one. There are supplements with bilberry and lutein. Those are great for eyesight. I'm doing my eye exercise right now. And support your liver. Remember how we said with ALA, systematic enzymes at your age could be helpful. Support your liver, and then hopefully you can just, and then tell yourself every day my eyes are getting stronger. Speak to your eyes. Be like, I'm nourishing you. You guys are getting stronger. I love you. You're so amazing. Speak to your organs. They do respond. They have done studies where people would talk to themselves, and the groups that talked to themselves and with positive words healed faster than the groups that did not. Speak in a positive manner to yourself, to your eyes, to your organ. You've got this. You're beautiful. You're getting stronger. Okay? Our voice and our thought belief system is so strong. I came across a video. They did a study on a group of monkeys, right? They put 5 monkeys in a room and they put some bananas up on a ladder. Anytime the monkeys would go up to get the bananas, each 5 of them tried to do that, they would get sprayed with water. I just bought methylene blue. Can I take Shilajit with it? Because I just got scared. Yeah, not at the same time. I have methylene blue, my love. I know about methylene blue. But yeah, definitely not at the same time. So every time the monkey would go up, it would get stinged, by, and then each one of them tried, and then eventually they all just stopped trying to get the bananas. So they bring in a new monkey who doesn't really know what's up. He goes to try to get the banana, and they all warn him. They're like, don't touch the banana, don't touch the bananas. They don't even let him go up. So one by one, they would replace a new monkey, and they would take one old monkey out, and the new monkey would come in, and they would just warn them, don't touch the banana, you can get hurt. Eventually, they had replaced all the original monkeys that physically did get hurt with monkeys that just came in that didn't even physically try, but were told you can get hurt. And none of these monkeys tried to question it, try to see for themselves. They just had the belief system that it is hard, it is not safe, I'm not going to question it. I was just told, I came into here and I was told not to touch the bananas, so I'm not going to touch the bananas. And it had to go back to human programming. A lot of us are just told that you're broken, you're old, this is how it's going to be, you can't change, this is what it is. And we just believe it. We're just like, yeah, okay, my doctor said. The amount of times I hear, my doctor said I can never get pregnant. My doctor said that I will have to be on pills. First of all, your doctor probably doesn't even remember your face or name the moment you walk out of that office. Number one, your doctor's not God. Your doctor doesn't know. So why are you letting this one person have so much of a hold on you? It's just, yeah, same type of concept. Like, there was a guy who was told, you have the C word, you won't live for another 6 months. Within those 6 months, he passes on. They do an autopsy. He did not have the C word. His belief system was so strong that he has it and he's going to pass on, that he really ended up passing on. No matter, like, on this fertility journey, as somebody in their mid 40s, the amount of criticism I would get and be told, like, you know, you just need to do IVF. Even then, you only have a 2% chance. I would not take no for an answer, and I never jumped straight into IVF. I was just like, no. Or the doctor once even told me, she's like, you know, your eggs, like, they would grow. She's like, they're growing slow. That means they're poor qualities. And I was like, I can reassure you they're not poor. I looked her straight in the eye, and I don't think she really liked me. She was like, okay. I was like, I can tell you one thing right now. They are not poor quality. I might not have enough hormones. That's where I need you to guide me what to go buy out there on the market. But I can tell you. And then eventually I just had to figure it out on my own.
There are 2 blue moon skies in our home.
There's 2 blue moon skies. Wait, blue moon sky, is that you? Are you the same blue moon sky? Because we have 2 of you in the room. What are the odds of that? Yeah, so I just, please, if you're going through something. Oh, okay, wow, you are beautiful. Okay, beautiful girl. Would you like to do a free scan, a free emotional scan? Anybody on here would like to do an emotional scan? When do you think we're going live again? In the afternoon? Anybody want to do an emotional scan? So the point of this was, if somebody tells you you can't, somebody tells you it will never happen for you, don't believe that. Your belief system is stronger than anything. If nobody else can hype you up than yourself. You're the only one that can hype yourself up. You're the only one that can recharge your inner child. Even when you get married, your kids, heck, you will give birth, and then eventually one day your kids move on and they have their own life. There's a lot of, women or parents who live their life just through their kids, and then eventually their kids move on and they don't know what to do with themselves. It's like, there's so many things you can do. The amount of time you can pour into your own cup, like go get a sauna, go have a walking, go join a club, go learn a new skill, learn a new language, go have an hour of face massage, go do myofascial release, go take your supplements, go make yourself a nourishing meal. There's so many things you can do to fill your own cup. It's crazy that when we're in a relationship, we meet somebody new, we just go all out for them. We're like, we want to cook for them, we want to be there, we want to get dressed for them. Why not do that for yourself? Why not do that for yourself? What is holding you back from just going on a date with yourself, laying out on the grass, putting on a nice necklace? I bought this necklace. Here it is, a very, very fancy necklace. I bought it 2 years ago for myself. It's supposed to be for like party wear. I wore it and my mother was like, why are you wearing that in the house? Isn't that for party wear? Hey, every day is a party in my life. Why not wear it? What am I holding on to? I'm celebrating the fact that I'm here, I'm live, I'm beautiful. Why not wear my nice stuff? Wear your nice jewelry, wear your nice clothes, dress up for yourself, put on some music. Yes, I have a second. That's my mom. I'm the total opposite. I try to inspire her to pick up a hobby. You know, Lourdes, we can only bring a horse to a river, but you can't force the horse to drink. You can try to lead them, but you can't force them. And that's one thing I've learned with my loved ones. You think I have siblings, some of them are on heavy pharmaceuticals for different issues. I try to teach them, but everybody has their own journey in life, and I've just learned to you can't force your opinions onto others. You can lead by example, and maybe they will one day come to you, and maybe they won't, and that's their journey. And that took me a long time to accept that. And it's really sad, especially when it's your loved ones. You just want the best for them, but we just have to love them and wish them the best, and hopefully. Hi, my friend. I missed you. Hi, Bridget. How are you, my dear? Bridget. Bridget, did we have a consultation? Please. I am not good with names. I'm really good with stories. If you had a consultation one-on-one and you came to me with a story, I'm very good with stories. Like I remember, oh, okay, this storyline. Okay. That, again, remember, just because you're stuck in a chapter that you don't really like, you have the power. We have many chapters to life. Can you imagine what was that one scenario? Type it in where at the time you just felt like, oh my goodness, like I don't see my way out of this. Maybe it was like a ruthless job or a bad relationship. And hello, my dear. Maybe it was a bad relationship and you overcame it. And you look back and you're like, wow, I dodged a bullet. Or at the time, like, I thought it was the worst thing that could happen to me going through that breakup. And it turned out to be the best thing. Does anybody have any type of storyline like that? Type in yes if that was you. Keep tapping the screen, y'all. TikTok, please send some love. Keep tapping the screen. I got in a mess with deer ticks yesterday, and deer, that I don't know. That I don't know. I already had Lyme, and I do what I do know about deer ticks, really, really crazy. I came across a video. That's why I like to sometimes stitch these things. They bring awareness. I came across a video, which I was, a bath. Sorry, Bridget, you're going to go do a bath. You're going to do 1 cup of borax, or start with half a cup of borax, 1 cup of baking soda, 1 cup of Epsom salt, and you're going to go in that bath and as hot as you can, and hopefully it will and take the binders beforehand and go in, and then take Shilajit afterwards. It binds to the mycotoxins. Just add in a little bit of baking soda as well. And get in the sauna. I wouldn't hopefully worry. But they said the bug spray, they put a plate down with tick. And they said the bug spray was actually going toward, the tick was like the bug spray. Isn't that creepy?
But then it was dying?
No.
Oh.
And then they did one where I want to do it. They did one with different essential oils, and that they had like 6 or 7 different essential oils. Now I can't do the video because I don't have ticks, but I can definitely duet it and share it because it's definitely amazing. Bridget, I just came across a study, the fulvic and humic acid in Shilajit. Every day you learn new things. Is the #1 binder to mycotoxins in the body. That was like, whoa. I lived in mold, and I didn't get as sick. I mean, I got sick. It was really bad, but not as sick as some of my clients would come to me and just be like they couldn't function. I was still breastfeeding. I just got a lot of like tummy digestive issues because it just like all went here. People are finding boxes of ticks. I saw that video of oils. Boxes of ticks. Well, you do know where Lyme disease came out of Lyme, Connecticut. It was actually accidentally released from a lab. They were testing, and I don't know, the ticks. It is true. He just doesn't want to. Okay.
You can't. You're on a very big platform.
Okay. We can't go there. We got to keep it PG-13. We can't go there. But borax bats are amazing. Borax bats. I used to do them. I don't have a bathtub anymore. Why I don't have a bathtub, Bridget? We just built this home, but I am so traumatized by mold that we decided not to have a bathtub. And now I'm kind of regretting it because I love bats, but the traumas is like, I'm just so traumatized that I thought like maybe they won't put it in right, and so we don't have a bathtub, but I do miss having a bath. We were thinking of maybe getting a copper bathtub on the roof, a copper tub. That would be cool, and bathing in that in the sunlight for 10 minutes and get the sun on you while you're in the copper tub, charging up your body. That would be fun. Something to think about. Even if I'm in the shower, I put the plug in and detox through my feet with the bore. Oh, that is interesting. But we don't have a plug. We built this home, and my husband ended up getting all the fanciest gadgets he could, and we have a weird, it's like they're not like a metal strip, it's long, and it's not a stop. I don't know. He got everything is touch light. You speak to the light. I didn't want these Wi-Fi things. He's a guy. He just wanted them. I was like, you don't need them. And then sometimes they break down, and then all of them break down. It's such a headache. I'm just saying. Cannot guard it. No sound? Do I have no sound? Do I have no sound? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Sound here. Yeah, Mariah. I think we're good, hopefully. I stayed in a beach condo last year that had a sauna. The whole place was mold. I can't hear you. I can hear you. Living by the beach, 9 times out of 10, you will get mold. It's a very high humid place. Beautiful having a beach home, but definitely you're going to end up getting mold. Florida, any place like Seattle, upstate Washington, Florida, New Orleans, you're gonna be getting not only mold but dampness. It's very humid. That's why there's certain herbs you want to take if you live in these places, because you can become very water retention like. So any high humid place. I don't know if Texas has humidity. I don't know if does Texas have for humidity? What was going on down there? Or is that more like dry heat? I smelled it before the open. My mouth lights up. Yeah. So Seattle, Oregon, heck, Washington, D.C. was very humid in the summer. Yes, Texas is here. Yeah. So if you live in a humid place, you want to be, yes, dehumidifiers help. But also just drinking hawthorn berry tea is helpful. I just moved to Florida and on the water. What do I do? You would want to get yourself an air filter and a dehumidifier. Anything above 50 When you turn it on, you're more prone to getting mold, okay? Anything above 50. You want to just make sure underneath the sink, go get some activated coconut charcoal. You can get yourself like the cubes, KL, and you would put bowls underneath the sinks and in the bathroom. That will start to like suck up some of the more mold spores. And when you're showering, you always keep a window open and you keep your fan on, really important. You want to try to the water, you don't just, mold grows on moisture. It needs moisture and it needs a food source to start growing. The food source can be even dust. So you want to be dusting your home, but they have to have the right humidity, and anything above 50 is when it can grow. You want to invest in a good dehumidifier. When we were living in mold, we had 3 dehumidifiers going on at all times in different rooms. So we have a back room. It's like the storage room that doesn't get a lot of sunlight, and we have the dehumidifier running in there every day. I'm Kentucky and it's humid as heck in all summer. Again, dehumidifier, get the activated charcoal cubes, put them in big bowls. You don't have to change them. You can change them once a year, and you put them under the sink, in the bathroom. You always open the window when you're showering. You always open the window. And just check for any leakages. Slow leakage, you got to fix that right away. Any cracks in the foundation and in the roof, you got to fix that, because that's where it can grow in, and that's when it starts. Again, we built this house from scratch, and we still got on the rooftop, we have a storage unit built from brick. The mold wasn't able to really, it was feeding off the dust because it got really dusty in there, but it can't really feed off cement and brick. And there was a little crack in the foundation, and we got a little bit of mold because it was humid, and then they had a lot of dust, but we sealed it up. The mold dried up, and then I went ahead and I wiped it. After 2 or 3 weeks, I would open the windows. Our basement is leaky. Where do you get the charcoal? You can get the charcoal online anywhere, just like activated coconut charcoal cubes, like barbecue cubes. It doesn't have to be coconut, but I think coconut, just like the cubes, the charcoal. We don't have a bathroom window. Yeah, that's an issue a little bit, Bridget. And that's your only bathroom? Do you have a thing on the roof, in the ceiling when you shower? What is that called? A fan, an air fan. That's important, because keep talking about your story. Yes, we have a fan. Gosh, I forgot. So I kept keeping the windows open. The mold became like dusty. It was black mold. It became like dusty. And we had a mask on, we had gloves, we kind of scraped it off, then we sprayed it. After we sealed the ceiling, we sprayed it with pure hydrogen peroxide, and it took care of the problem. But yeah, I was just like, oh no, we built this house, we were trying to avoid it. And it's just kind of, you need to make sure that every crack is sealed. And when it rains is when you kind of, there's a little bit of water, seal it right away. Go look on the foundation, and then you just take care of that. Mold is awful. But if you do have mold, Shilajit's a wonderful binder. And then there is a pharmaceutical that is the strongest. It's called Sporinex. Sporinex, 3 months, it will get rid of most of it, and then getting in the sauna and sweating. Sporinex is really, really great. So everyone talks like, if I fix my basement wall, I have to get rid of everything in my home. Not necessarily. You can put it out in the sun, in the high sun. You can spray it with hydrogen peroxide and just put it out in the sun. Now, if there's like, you had a wooden table and there's a lot of mold on there and it's growing, Sometimes it turns like kind of like whitish too. Best to just get rid of that. But you can wash your clothes in the borax, put it out in the sun, and it will take care of it. You don't have to become that crazy but if you, let's say you have a couch and it's in the foundation, that wood, then chances are you don't want those spores back in your home. Then yeah, you'd want to get rid of it. I mean, you could try to fix it, put it out in the hot sun, spray it with hydrogen peroxide, wash it with borax, but it's a big project. So it just depends how much you really like your furniture, if it's really far gone. Keep tapping the screen, guys. Anybody on here taking our ZOR Shilajit? I want to know what you're feeling, what you're not feeling. Love, can you pull up that study and show them about fulvic and humic acid binding to the mycotoxins, which is a fancy word for mold in the body? And you can get mold off of food. You can get fungus from fruits and vegetables, old food. It doesn't just have to be like, oh, you lived in mold. If you're not cleaning out your air conditioning filter every year, you're going to be breathing in really, really bad stuff. You want to be cleaning out at least twice a year your air conditioning filter. Really, really, really important. I know it's hot now and we're all turning on the ACs, but just want to clean it out. You want to take that filter out, clean it, change it. We just clean ours. We don't really change ours. Oh, can you do that, love? Yes, please like and share, like and share. Oh, those are free to type in? Oh, what else do they have there? Thank you, thank you. Oh, it's an emoji. Okay. So anything else somebody would love to change? Maybe it's their weight, maybe it's their brain fog, maybe it's their belief system about themselves, maybe it's their job. Type it in. If you could change one thing tomorrow, type it in. Let's see if we can figure out a plan and execute it for you. Everything starts with a plan and then you showing up and doing the work. When I decided enough's enough, I was tired of being tired. I was tired, and I would go to doctors, and all I'd be told is it's all in your head. You just have a little bit of low vitamin D. I was like, I think it's a little deeper than that. I never took no for an answer. That's what I love about my personality, and I just want to take time to just... I never took no for an answer. I was always determined to be like, no, I have to dig deeper. What?
His phone.
I dreamed you were pregnant. Oh my God, Elta. Bridget's dreamed too. I was pregnant.
Really?
Bridget, that just made me cry.
Gigi. Good.
Thank you. I don't know why I need it. Oh my gosh, he brought out my emotional side. It's been a long journey. It's been one of the hardest things, I think, having to face doctors and was being told, no, you can never get pregnant. You need IVF. Even then, it will never happen. And I really just had to push through and be like, no, it's going to happen. It was really one of the hardest things. And I don't know why I'm crying. I'm sorry. But I turned to God. I was like, I'm doing everything physically in my power. And now I just need a miracle. So I saw a lady in her 50s pregnant the other day. Wow, we are living longer with the help of science and hormones. I was taking, hormones. I think it's really important to sometimes when you're at a certain age, you do need a little bit more in your toolbox. And I used to just think like herbs would gonna help me, but there's no herbing your way out of certain hormones. And I was just grateful enough that we do live in a world where we can get access to certain things to help our bodies move in a certain direction. So, but thank you. I just had another woman. I will have her on here. She's like she speaks to spirit babies, and she also speaks to. She's a psychic medium. So sometimes your loved ones show up, but she is just really, really, yeah, Western and yes, that is the way. That is the way. And I used to just be Eastern, 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 and I realized like, no, I need a little bit of medical intervention. And I've become a lot less. If you become extreme in any way, it's very unhealthy. Take it from somebody who for years was not allowed to have any sugar and so extreme. And I was miserable. And I do see a lot of people, creators on TikTok, who push that agenda. And here is what I think. I wasn't at the time, I was in not control of my life. I was in a situation where I felt like I couldn't control the outside of my life. Maybe I was in a relationship, job that I wasn't serving my highest good. So the only thing I could control was like being so strict with my habits and food, and you just learn like balance is key. The other day my son wanted Mickey D's. Oh my god, I know it's so bad, but sometimes he's a kid, it's okay. I grew up on it. And he was like, "Mommy, do you want to have a bite?" And I did have a bite because I don't want to show him that like to be scared of food, but I just try to teach him examples that like we can have a little bit of these things as a treat, but we want to. What did you do, love? We want to just try to eat as clean as possible. I just found out my ferritin is at 39, my vitamin D is at 27. How does she help with symptoms? 39 isn't as bad. I've seen people in the single digits. You're not that bad. 39 is great. Optimally, they say like 60 range. Vitamin D 27. You want to take. I like low dose vitamin D with magnesium. And now that it's summertime, laying out in the sun for 10 minutes, 20 minutes a day. I'm still not doing well care. I call it sick care. I do blood work to keep blood work really, really important once a year, especially after the age of 40. It can tell you a lot. It can tell you if your thyroid is slowing down, if your thyroid hormones are going down. Again, are you stopped up? Maybe it's the baby. No, I just started crying, Bridget. I'm just really and honestly, I'm at a place that if I'm at acceptance, whatever happens, it's going to happen for my highest good. I haven't felt this way in the last 2 years. I was just trying to control everything. And that really comes when you release control and you trust in divine timing. You trust in divine, that just happens when you trust in divine timing. And same thing with you trying to find a relationship. Do the work, do the self work, show up for yourself. And don't go out there looking. He will show up in front of your doorstep. But just ask and trust that you want somebody who will be the best, will complement you in the best way possible and give you as much love and care and respect as you put out. Menopause. Menopause is no joke. And it's something that sadly most women will go through, but we can't have certain nutrients, hormones to help alleviate some of the stresses that we go through while experiencing menopause. It doesn't have to be as crazy. The sweating, the night sweats, the temper, the shortness, like just being snappy, All these things happen because your hormones are just dropping off. Same thing. After a woman gives birth, her hormones go from like this to this. Oh my goodness. Bridget, you might have a lot of dampness, my dear. Have you looked into doing moxa at home for yourself and eating Job's tear and taking hawthorn berry tea is helpful. Taking dung huai, it's a blood builder. Taking Shilajit, Job's tear. These are all going to be really helpful. Look into moxa on those areas where you feel like there's less circulation and you would do it at home. I have not done a lot of herbs. Okay, so moxa is moxabushim. Can you talk about chi? Yes, so or talk about chi in regards to moxa. Chi, in some cultures it's called prana. In English it's called life force energy. Some people are born with lots of it. Some people are actually born with less of it. Okay? Some people have this natural chi. And that comes actually from, chi is not just your life, your immune system. It's also your essence, your energy, your youthfulness, the way the body stands up straight. Or chi is just it's kind of like the cell phone charge to the battery. When your battery's fully loaded, the phone works faster, it's brighter. So chi not just would be the immune system, it's everything. So some people are born with more and some people are born with less based on like I was born with less. I had a lot of issues as a child. My kidney chi was very low. My mother was she went into depression. She lost her father when she was pregnant with me, went into a deep depression, stopped eating. So of course I didn't get the nutrients, right? We can we can get some of this chi back. We can get some of this chi back, and we get it through certain foods and practices. So foods that give you more chi, black foods that charge up the kidneys. So think of like beef liver a little bit, black sesame seeds, black beans. Think of like root vegetables. I do sometimes watch Janice. There was a few things I didn't agree with her, and again, like with everybody, you won't agree with some things. Take what resonates. Quality Shilajit, yes, just like ours, Haley, just like ours. With every creator, some things resonate and some things don't. Some of the things she was saying that didn't resonate was like, oh, if you have the C word, just don't do anything, just do moxa. I was like, girl, that's a little too extreme and maybe not as, that could be dangerous. The other thing I didn't like was like, because here's the thing, Janice, you're growing up in China, you've had access to good quality food. It's a different stress level system there. It is what it is. It's a different lifestyle. They don't have as much stress. You've probably going to bed at the right hours. So you saying don't do HRT, just focus on T, or just don't do this, that is an extreme view. So of course there's a lot of great things I also agree on, all right, but there's also some things I don't agree on. And same thing with me, you might agree on some things, and that's okay. From each creator we can take what resonates and what doesn't. That's the beauty of everywhere, bits and pieces, even for me, bits and pieces. So Qigong, I love Qigong. I started doing it about 2 years ago. It has changed my life. I like to do it barefoot on the grass in our backyard, so I'm also grounding at the same time. I like to lay out in the sun. I don't know if she talks about that. That's one way. Pickled ginger, good quality Shilajit will definitely, minerals in general, doesn't have to be Shilajit, but minerals, good quality minerals will help build up your chi. Sleeping before 11 p.m. restores your chi, because certain organs go into restorative certain organs start to heal themselves, but you have to be in bed in deep sleep for that to happen. So after you stay up past 10, 11, you're kind of draining from that reserve, from your savings account. And a lot of us don't have money in that savings account. My husband has blood disease that causes low platelets. You said something about blood. That was papaya seed enzyme. Look into papaya seed enzyme. Papaya seed enzyme helps with platelets. But the platelets are made in Chinese medicine from the bone marrow, KL. So when there's a little bit of blood issues going on, there's a little bit of kidney qi as we go back. The kidneys are weak. Okay? So he would want to eat foods, look up Chinese medicine foods for kidneys to build kidney qi. You can Google that, you can find it, get on that diet, get on those teas. A papaya seed extract is wonderful, and get him on ZOR Shilajit to build that blood. Us US docs say is healthy food is not, because our foods are full of glyphosate. They did change the food pyramid. Did they add butter? They took out butter and then they added wheat. Again, I don't really follow any of that because these are lobbyists. Some of them are paid to push certain belief systems. So I would just not. The best food diet is a lot of steamed, cooked vegetables in the broth, like soups, with good quality protein, not as many grains, and seasonal fruit. Yeah, I don't remember looking at it. I do remember they changed it. I tricked my kids in class once. They said that they were caviar, but they were, hold on.
What? They were papaya seeds.
Oh, okay. Well, papaya seeds, they can help with parasites, but would be the extract of papaya. It's not papaya seed. Let me just, there's two different things. Let me just, 1 second. It's not papaya seed. I want to give you it's the papaya, but I don't know. Hold on. One is for parasites and one is for, bear with me. Papaya leaf extract. Thank you. I would have said seed and you would have gotten the wrong thing. Papaya leaf extract, not the seed. The seed is for the parasites. Papaya leaf extract. Are you still on here? When my kidneys failed, I ate red and eat beet. Mother Nature, and when I say Mother Nature, everything comes from God. God is an energy. They know what's up. Certain foods are shaped like, oh, have you ever looked at a tamarind? Anybody here know what a tamarind is? Does anybody here know what a tamarind is? Does anybody know what a tamarind is? Love, I need the comments are going.
So what's going on?
I need to okay, so tamarind, there's comments going up and I can't see them. We now know that I've had it in Costa Rica, like the drink, but no. So tamarind, we now know that not a lot of things get rid of these microplastics in our bodies. Babies are being born with microplastics in the placenta. Like, as much as you can, avoid drinking from plastic, because the worst thing is when those water bottles are sitting in a storage unit for years, months, and the heat is hitting it, the microplastics leach into the water molecule. So the worst thing you can do is drink from plastic bottles. And it's very hard to get out of your blood. Tamarind, shaped like veiny vessels, if you kind of see it, it's almost like the spine, and there's like veins going through. Tamarind tamarind and cream of tartar are the only things that can break down these myoplastics in the body. Shilajit helps with heavy metals and mycotoxins, fungus. Tamarind helps with the plastic as well as cream of tartar. So you just do a dash of cream of tartar in your juice or drink or whatever floats your boat. These things help with that. And if you get a sauna and you just sweat 20, as soon as you start sweating, you want to stay in for another 5 minutes, have a towel, wipe off that gunk. That's where, and you're taking these binders, that's where it's just like going to come out. You wipe it off, get in the shower, you're good to go. Then your liver won't be as working as hard. And it will have more energy for you. Haley, are you taking our Shilajit? Have you tried ZOR, Haley? Anybody on here? I love. Do you have thoughts on any synthetic? What do you mean by synthetic? Like, like parasites. We all have them. It's no like some. Oh, zeolite. I don't know much about it, honey. I can't make a comment. Somebody's saying she tried to use the code and it's not working, love. Can you come, please? What? For me, Shilajit, right here, Summerfield. It's a little bit more superior.
Summerfield, why is it not working? Are you trying to order more than one?
I will explain to you.
If you're trying to order
wonder
more
why
than one,
I'm not seeing comments.
Another bracket of the.
Love, this is on Instagram, Bridget. I'm reading off of Instagram. We're on 2 different platforms. So here's the thing. For me, Shilajit is superior because it has the minerals, it has the carbon 60, it has the fulvic and humic acid. It has everything. My brand is grade A quality. What does grade A quality mean? There's grade A, B, and C. Anything lower on the mountain range is C and B. Most of what you see being sold out there is C and B because it's easier to get, but that's where and there's shepherds that live around there and you will get a little bit of poop and alpha toxins in there. You don't want that. Ours is grade A because it's higher up on the mountaintop, more sunlight, more oxygen. I moved to Pakistan from the US to be hands-on, so there's no middleman. A lot of brands have multiple middlemen. Ours is from the Himalayan region. And it's not diluted down. You get the full resin form. You just break off a little piece, you roll it into a ball, and you take it like a pill, or you can dissolve it in your beverage of choice. Anybody here taking our brand, can you guys chime in with your transparent as like how you're feeling, what you're not feeling? Please, I love hearing from you guys, your feedback. We just celebrated 6 years. Our brand is third party lab tested. So we don't dilute it down for water. I don't deal with middleman. These regions are they are very tribal in nature. So they don't just let anybody come in and get their stuff. They deal with multiple middlemen, and most companies deal with these middlemen who have already cut it down. We don't have to deal with a middleman. My husband actually went to school with one of the tribal men's grandsons or something, and we get it straight from the source. So that's always nice. Well, what? Was it a cousin? You said he's from that village. Oh my God! Do you what would he get upset? I mean, he's from that village. Zeolite has. I never got into zeolite. I don't know much about it. I know it's volcanic ash. Everything's we for all our users, we have a special. Can you respond to Haley, love? Why don't you show some reviews to Haley? We have a few DMs. We have thousands. I have thousands of DMs in my phone. I take a screenshot. We have a few up on our website. But why don't you show her a few? Anybody on here taking it, if they want to chime in their experience? Somebody was able to find tallow at the dollar store. That was interesting. Somebody go down. Any other supplements? What was she saying? Any other supplements? Like I have monomelon. Oh, monomelon? Like mono, the virus? Or I'm a little confused. Noni. Noni, isn't that a tropical drink, my dear? Isn't that like a tropical fruit drink, Noni? I've taken yours a couple times. How did you like it, Haley? Did you like it? Were you consistent with it? You got to be a little consistent in the beginning. But how did you like it? And when did you buy it? We have a little bit. What year did you purchase? I'm going to message you later. I found tallow at the Dollar Tree, but I don't trust it. Why don't you trust him, Bridget? So what happens is sometimes companies make certain products and they invested a lot of money into it and it doesn't take off. It doesn't get picked up by like Whole Foods, let's say. And then it ends up at the, because they need to replenish some of their stock. So then they sell it to like TJ Maxx. TJ Maxx buys it, or like the Dollar Tree. I wouldn't sit on these things. No.
Why is it so confusing today?
Just why don't you take off the off part? All in one. 7 times. I liked it. It's been 2 years. Quality. Yeah, you want to be a little consistent in the beginning, and then once you get to a certain energy, if you when you get to a certain energy level, you just take it 2-3 times a week to fill in the gaps where certain, your food supply isn't, unfortunately, because of the world we live in. Even if you're shopping at Whole Foods, not the greatest fruits and vegetables anymore. Whole Foods is not where it's at. What do you think? We want to come on later in the afternoon? It's Wednesday, middle of the week. Huh?
Yeah.
We're going to go get some sunlight and have some breakfast? Okay, we're going to wrap it up. Any questions before I go? We'll have the code up for another 10 minutes after our live. It's cooking tallow, not skin. It's in a plastic bottle. I saw Shilajit on clearance at TJ Maxx. Again, maybe a company tried and it just didn't do as well. That's what happens. Plastic bottle, tallow. Yeah, you usually want it in a glass bottle. Do you ship to the UK? Yes, we do. We have thousands of UK happy customers. Question, are you Daisy in nature? Nothing possible. No, sorry, Daisy. I'm sorry. It's been a long live. Tori, once you're on here for 2 hours, you start to. Are you Daisy? Because I'm going to explain what happens when a Daisy person moves to the UK from a very sunny climate. Let's do it last time. Where do you go live? Let's do it. I go live on Insta and TikTok. And my husband is on amino acid and tired. Do you recommend Shilajit? Definitely, Mr. Davis. Why don't you show her some reviews for chronic fatigue syndrome, please? Chronic fatigue syndrome. You can get really good pasta at TJ Maxx that hasn't been heavily sprayed. If you eat wheat, I can't have any wheat, but you can get different flours like Italian pasta. Again, certain companies try to make it and then they don't, and they have to just sell their stock. So don't sleep on it. And it's hard to like get into Whole Foods and stuff. I think.
I don't know what's going on. It's just
What's going
it's
on?
not going.
What is not going through?
I don't know. They just
Huh?
they're paying in there. It's failing. I don't know. The same thing happened to two people.
It's not going through? Why not?
I get it. They were using the wrong code, but then
I get all my. Yes, not sprayed. It's not free shipping to the UK. No, but you get a discount code on this live. Hydrogen water can be helpful, yeah, if you have mold and fungus. I wouldn't just rely on that only. Maybe have a little bit of mixture of a little bit of like just spring water as well with the natural minerals, and then a little bit of that, maybe 1 or 2 cups a day. Do you agree with no cold foods and drinks? Yes, Bridget, that was one thing. So here's the thing. My body's very spleen. I have a very weak spleen chi. I was born like that. Again, that's just my constitute. My tongue has always had that. Whenever I have very cold foods, my stool, I get bloated. It doesn't do well for my body. So doesn't mean it won't do well for your body, but anything super cold in nature is not, you at least you want to have room temperature. Nothing really cold in nature. It's too shocking to the spleen. The spleen helps with putting out blood cells, taking the food and making blood from it. So really important. Did you fix something that wasn't fixed? Huh?
they're not entering the code right.
Okay. So why don't you make the code easy?
Yeah, we'll just make it live.
Okay. We're living and learning. We're living and learning. That's what life is about. How can you find out what weaknesses you have? Your morning tongue will be a really big indicator. So when you, I don't know where I'm looking at because
This is your screen.
but why am I half a person?
You're not. You want to see comments from both on one screen?
But why can this, okay. I feel like can you see? My chi is on fire right now, girl. Is that good or bad? On fire, how? Like you feel overheated?
Yes, Casey, that was your ding, yeah.
You feel overheated? I see all of you. Okay, good. I can't see the comments on Instagram. Oh. Okay, thank you. Somebody,
What is she referring to as her chi?
her chi. So one way to look, you would early morning when you wake up in the morning, take a look at your tongue. Is it bright red with strawberry? Then you would have some like inflammation, heat. Are there ridges on the side? That is your weak gallbladder and spleen, some sort of dampness. Is it thick and white? That is dampness. You have dampness, it's harder to lose weight. You probably have digestive issues, sometimes runny stools, kind of like Crohn's disease type stuff, maybe constipation. The other thing is it pale in nature? You just want to take a look. You just want to have a nice pink tongue, no thick coating, no ridges.
Okay, no, okay, please go.
My son's pajamas. I just love him. Yesterday, I just like really, I see all of you. Thank you. So that's one way to kind of tell what's going on internally, because the blood at night. If this is, your tongue is like a muscle that shows a lot. Damp, okay, but it feels good spiritually. Damp, okay, but it feels good spiritually. So if you have dampness, Haley, just look into Jobs Tier. Look into Jobs Tier. Look into hawthorn berry tea. Look into doing home moxa. You can get in the sauna a little bit. Look into Shilajit. Lots of stews, rich, adding ginger tea to your diet. Ginger moves circulation. What is your son's name? His name is Rayon. Rayon is a special door in heaven. There's different, so we believe like there's different doors in heaven. Just like in this world, there's different types of millionaires. So some people in this world are very giving. Some people are more compassionate. Some people are more religious. So there's different forms of high vibrational love for the creator, as well as there's different doors to hell. There's hells for the hypocrites, there's hells for the murderers, and different like jails. And hell is just one way to cleanse yourself, because you didn't want to cleanse yourself and get to the light in this world while you're on this earth plane. You didn't want to, because every time you go towards light and love, you become light. You radiate that light. But if you were dark, so just, we believe that eventually people still pay for their sins, but everybody will get to eventually go to heaven. But some people just need to, if they never repented and they just were an evil person, they just have to pay and cleanse themselves out of that. And there's different doors of different. So what is the, Rayon is the door of people who are fasting a lot?
No, generous.
Yeah, generous. People who are very overly generous in the name of God. And when you give in the name of God, you don't want to be showing off. You don't want to be doing a video like, oh, look, I just gave to this homeless person. That is for clout. That is not for you doing it for the right reasons. The best thing is to do it and not even tell anybody. The best way to do it is to do it and not tell anybody that you're doing it. Just do it for the goodness of trying to bring some joy and love to somebody's life. Like there was a story, I don't want to talk, there was this, years ago, there was this poor family that they were growing lambs. So they have two, yay, thank you, Nothing Impossible. So keep us posted. Where are you from, my dear? Where are you originally from? Okay. I will explain why this is so important for you as somebody from Pakistan living in the UK. I will, 1 second. So this woman for a year was growing these sheeps so she could sell them we have a high holiday where we sacrifice meat and we give some of that meat to the poor because meat is expensive. Okay? It's called the Eid of Sacrifice. And what it represents is when Abraham went up to the mountain and was supposed to sacrifice his son, and then he looked and there was a lamb. So everybody who is able buys a sheep, a cattle, and you sacrifice it, and a portion of that goes to poor. They just show up at your home, and they know that, you know, you have certain people that just show up that can't afford good quality meat, and the meat is there for them. So she was growing these cattle for a year to go sell them. This is how she earned her income for the year to take care of her and her family. And my sister-in-law just told me the story. She's like, yeah, she ended up, her husband ended up, I guess they weren't educated, and somebody gave them fake bills. So they sold both of their lambs, and it was fake bills. And she's just so devastated because her whole year went towards that. And you know, I thought to myself, I was like, it's just a couple $100. I mean, it's not going to really do much from taking from my life, but it's really going to do a lot for this woman. And I told her, I was like, and I'm just telling you guys, because sometimes you will get opportunities in life to do good. The universe will present you with opportunities to maybe just help out. And these things actually help bring good, positive, karmic energy to your life. The more you give, the more you receive in life. Trust me, there's never been a time. So I was like, why don't you go ahead and give her this money, but do not tell her at all where it came from. But just tell her to pray on, send me a prayer my way. So this woman probably will never meet my face, and that's okay. I did it because I felt like God was testing me in that moment. God knew, like, it's not a big deal for you to help this woman. She went through something really traumatic, and I have blessed you enough and put you in a place of opportunity to give. Go ahead and give. And it doesn't have to be always financial giving. You could be like, there could be an old woman whose husband passed away and she's having a hard time going to the grocery store, and you're going to the grocery store, and you can just call her up and be like, hey, you want me to take you with? Or do you want me to grab an, like, it doesn't always have to be financial. It can just be like checking up on a neighbor who is a widow or is alone and their grass is growing, and you can just be like, hey, I can come and do your grass for you. I know it's hard. You're older. There's different ways to show up in this world, okay? And trust me, the reward will come back to you. Karma, it will come back to you tenfold. Can I advise for she's a lot of swelling? Any tips to reduce it? Okay, so I would get her on systematic enzymes. Nothing impossible. This will break away at the inflammation. Look for one with just systematic. Then I would get her Jobs Tier. This is a porridge that you will have her eat and will start to take some of that swelling down. Jobs Tier. Get her on burdock root tincture. This will get some of the lymph moving. If she's not active and she's just sitting down, her sewer system is not processing all the, it's probably backed up. Get her on fiber, because I'm pretty sure her liver is going to be a little bit slow. What is that? It's just an herb, burdock root, and it helps open up the lymphatic system. Raspberry leaves is more tonifying. That's good for like tonifying the uterus. It is high in zinc, but it's good for like tonifying muscles, okay? Burdock root goes in and helps open up the lymphatic system. So write this down. Jobs Tier, eat that. Hawthornberry tea. You have to get her walking. If she can't walk, just get her a vibration plate and put it on the lowest setting. She needs to move her body. She needs to move her body. I know that a lot of Daisies, and when they become elder, they don't water retention. Jobs Tier will suck up some of that water retention. Just like it will drain it, baby. It will just eat it once or twice a day with some protein. It's a bean. It's a special bean. And then taking Shilajit, it will boost her metabolism. We don't want to just detox, cleanse. We need to build a stronger foundation. That's like saying there was a room that was hoarded out. We cleaned out everything, but we didn't put up a strong brick placement to keep the foundation high and strong. Yeah, so burdock root, Jobs Tier, hawthornberry tea, typical pot, oh my God, I could go into this. Does anybody want to know about certain cultures and the elders? They just think as soon as they hit a certain age, their job is just to sit down there and be taken care of. It's a very, very toxic mindset. I trust me, I know. I'm married to a Pakistani. I see it every day in this culture. Very unhealthy versus certain cultures. They know, like in Chinese, those old people are out there doing exercises, they're taking care of themselves. But in certain cultures, they just think like, well, it's my child's responsibility to take care of me, so I'm just going to lay here. It's a very, very unhealthy mindset. No, you can't lay there. It is not good for your body. So exactly. So get herself a vibrating plate. She will stand on it, a vibrating plate, and For the diabetes, the systematic enzymes, get herself a little bit of berberine, 3 months. But she has to build muscle. She has to get off the high desi. If she's eating a typical desi diet, she's going to have typical desi things happen to her. The bad oils, if you guys are cooking with, is start like cooking with less oils. If anything, no oils for a while. Chinese, just look up traditional Chinese, lots of cooked vegetables and meat. Okay, like stews and soups. If she's complaining, I get it. Frankincense, that is more, it helps with mold. I don't know much about it. I did take it when I had really, really bad mold. I just wanted to get rid of it. But other than that, I know it's very expensive. For neuropathy, look into methylated B vitamins, a little bit of TMG. Actually, yeah, frankincense, you are right, my dear. You are right. It helps with GLP-1. It helps with frankincense inflammation. Yeah. But a lot of that on the market is fake. Again, it's very, very hard to make. It only grows in a certain country. I believe it was Morocco. It's a sap from a certain tree, and it's very. I watched a documentary. It's very hard to get, so you just want to be mindful that you're getting good quality stuff. And of course, I don't know of a brand. Will this be? Yes, it will be to YouTube. Abby Energy 22. What can help for losing weight? Hawthornberry tea and Shilajit, boom, boom, boom. I'm telling you, I am in my mid 40s. They tell you, oh, perimenopause hits. Well, I've been taking it every day. I don't really, not that I'm proud of this. I want to try to gain, but it's really hard and I'm taking it for the energy, for my iron and to get pregnant, but it will just boost. Can you come show them the reviews, love? Come show them the reviews, and then we're gonna wrap it up, do a prayer, and just know that we have a special code for everybody on this live, because your time, this community means so much to me. What do you think about matcha? Matcha tea, I personally don't take it at all. It's very cooling in nature. 2-3 times a day. It's very cooling in nature. If you have anemia, it can really, really, it doesn't allow your blood to replenish. It's cooling in nature. It's very bitter. It's a no for me.
This review is for somebody who lost 100 pounds in 3 years, was using ZOR Shilajit daily.
Thank you, Haley. The beauty you see in me is the same that radiates from you.
This was a person who gained weight due to her PCOS.
Thank you.
So she not only fixed the PCOS, she also lost the weight that she gained because of that. But they can't hear me that well, I guess.
Can you guys hear him? They can read it. Oh, can you hear him? Can you guys hear my husband? I would not do matcha. No, I would stay away from matcha. It's cooling in nature. It's not the best thing for your skin. Yeah, I personally would not. And I think it tastes like grass with sugar. I don't know. Love your glow up. Bridget, thank you. Any tips on syncing my menses in normal pattern? As I took meds to stop it, now it's messed. How old are you? Are you having irregular, not very loud, but okay. Are you having irregular periods? How old are you, my dear? Is my internet going well? I'm still waiting for what the benefits of Shilajit if I therapy and feeling low and fatigue. Why don't you just show her some reviews? The studies are there for chronic fatigue. It will give you iron, all your minerals, potassium. It will make your hair grow, your nails grow. It will help your metabolism. It will help your chronic fatigue. It is just basically God's dirt that we were supposed to, the way that our foods are supposed to be grown, but it's not. It is on the mountaintops where man hasn't corrupted, pure sunlight, oxygen. It's just the resin. It's like the tar that oozes out of the rocks, and you just take a little bit. Why don't you show her some reviews, love? Show her some reviews.
This is one of the review. This user used to rely on caffeine for energy, and ever since using ZOR
and osteoporosis, the studies are there for. Just turned 40, took meds 2 years ago for Hajj, was on it for 2 months to stop it, and since then its cycle is messed up. Nothing. So basically, some women, as we turn 42, we will start to have irregular cycles. But for some women, that's faster. Some women, that's a little bit later. For the women who tend to have a little bit of PCOS or blood sugar issues, like unfortunately South Asian cultures, and the reason we can go back to the famines, you guys are just more prone to blood sugar, that can happen faster than 42. For me, it happened at 42. As your hormones go down, your cycles will be a little bit off. That is biology. There's nothing abnormal about that. But again, for some it happens younger than others. So how do we get rid of that? We want to bring circulation to Juwan, just start a podcast with. This is kind of like a podcast, isn't it? And is it?
Not in the screen. I'll fix it tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be in the screen. It will be like this, but it will be
lots of soups. The woman from Chinese yams are wonderful. That's for progesterone. Vitamin C will help build your progesterone. Chinese yams. Eating fermented natto, Nattoo, fermented soybean, not organic, non-GMO soybean, a little bit once or twice a week, nothing crazy. The hawthorn berry tea, sauna, and slowly your hormones should start to regulate. But just know that as we approach perimenopause and the estrogen in our ovaries goes down because we have less eggs, your periods will be off. That is unless you decide to do bioidentical hormonal therapy.
Why are you looking to the camera?
I don't know which camera I'm looking into.
This. Just look here. Why are you looking down? Just look at yourself.
Miso soup, yes, good.
And she's looking at the text. Look here.
Off to work now. Bye, Aya. Bye, Pearl. It took years. I did a lot of systematic enzymes. I would go in the sauna with red light with castor oil packs, and I would, like, as the scar tissue would break up with the systematic enzymes, I would stretch out that area to bring more blood flow. And I did lots of minerals. I completely changed my diet. I went on a Chinese medicine, warm foods, soups, stews. But I didn't have severe stage. Mine was stage 1. There's different stages. My doctor told me at 27 I was years from menopause, never mentioned peri, and I was bleeding bad. That can happen as well because you don't have enough. Your estrogen is too high. The lining is getting way, way too thick, and you don't have progesterone to hold it. And so there's different imbalances that happen. But progesterone and estrogen are the first hormones to go down, and sometimes thyroid. Is there a specific brand of... at the time, I don't remember. It was kind of pricey. It was like $70 back then. But I didn't have a kid. It was fine. And I'm a little, when it comes to my health, it's the greatest investment. I don't remember the brand. I would just read reviews. I would read reviews don't try to buy them from Amazon unless they have an Amazon page. A lot of fake supplements on Amazon. So you make sure that they actually have a website linked to their Amazon, and just go to their website and get it, okay? 47 can be, yeah, he didn't decide to put you on progesterone, Bridget? Oh, thank you. Well, it's a very nice camera. We bought it years ago. She said the quality is very nice. We bought this camera years ago, and it was just sitting in our closet, and now we have use for it. No, I did a DNC. Oh, did you have fibroids, my dear? Did you have fibroids? Leeks, green onions, yes. Foods high in sulfur. Hi, Zeno. Oh, you had endo. Okay. Yeah, with endo, there is a little bit of estrogen dominance that can definitely happen. I would just start taking the systematic enzymes, doing the sauna, red light right on there, and doing fascia release exercises, like just massaging. Just do like a Google, YouTube fascia release exercises for endo and see what comes up. Again, we don't want to just detox. We want to replenish. So always remember to take the Shilajit to get the minerals. We don't want to be cleansing. We want to build a stronger foundation, okay? It's not all about cleansing. Cleansing is great. Detoxing is great, whatever you want to call it. But you want to build a stronger foundation. Yeah, so matcha, anytime you're having a high dose green tea, it can inhibit your non-heme. Non-heme is the plant iron because of tatinus. It's a plant compound, and it's very cold and bitter in nature. So just know that if you don't have iron, if you have low iron anemia, you're not gonna have glowy skin. Your skin starts to look pale, your lips start to look pale, you're gonna have brain fog. The list can go on and on and on. So that is one reason I don't really do the matcha. I just came on your live, so can you please explain what I'm burnt out? So your adrenal glands, my love, they sit right above your kidneys. Okay, they're about, thank you, Vera. They're about the shape of, I would say, a lima bean. They're very small. They put out hormones like epinephrine, norepinephrine, a few others. When
Can you announce it all over the live that I've changed the code to live?
we've changed the code to just live, LIVE. If you're trying to use the code LIVE, it's just live. So when you've been in chronic fight or flight, maybe you've had some trauma, you don't feel safe, or you've been staying up late multiple nights in a row, or you're basically in Chinese medicine, you're taking from your savings account, your kidney qi and your adrenal glands sit above that. So you're at minus. You've been taking away. What can you do? First important is lifestyle changes. I know we don't want to hear that want, but sleep is really important. Shilajit will definitely help. There's studies for that because it gives your body humic, fulvic acid. These are carbon compounds. They recharge your cells. It gives you iron. It gives you potassium. Magnesium is helpful to calm your nervous system down if you're chronically stressed. Are you chronically stressed, my love? Do you feel very overwhelmed by certain just tasks? Does that feel overwhelming? That can happen. It happened to me when I hit 33. I was born in the 80s, and unfortunately it's happening younger to people now, and my teacher would coin them as burnout babies, because the moms, as they started to rev up these farming practices, pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, really in the 80s. So babies being born in the 90s, 2000s, they were being burnt out. So every generation's breaking down weaker and weaker. We might be staying alive, but we're like walking around like zombies, okay? Then you combine that with our lifestyle. We're up on the phone, our mind is constantly in overdrive on these, especially when you're scrolling like really, really fast. You're just like you're fatiguing your brain out. We don't get enough sunlight, we don't get enough fresh air, we work in front of computers, our sleep is kind of crappy, our food's kind of crappy. So what can we do? Shilajit will be wonderful. The studies are there. I can tell you vitamin C is good for adrenal support. Vitamin C is also great for, so food. I like cherry tart powder. That will be very, very high in vitamin C. Aceola cherry tart. That I do have a brand. Perfect Supplements. You can use code Abby Energy. What I like to do, if you're also struggling with like you want just like tighter skin, I'm 44 and it just really, and it helps your liver too. Get the gelatin on there and you can mix a little bit every night. A scoop of the gelatin, half a scoop with a scoop of the cherry tart. And you take a little bit of magnesium powder and you just drink that before bed. It's like taking a beauty calming nightcap. You're just like, who needs alcohol when you can just have one? You know, first of all, you shouldn't be drinking, but everybody has their own journey. But it's not the best thing for you or your skin or your spirituality. I'm a caregiver for my not sleeping well at all. She's waking me up at all times of the night. Ooh, yeah. So what happens is, my dear, is okay. Just because this is happening to you right now, just tell yourself this too shall pass. You won't be in this cycle for the rest of your life. And I want to thank you for the love and care that you're giving to this person. But when you don't sleep throughout the night, you're getting broken sleep and your organs don't get to rejuvenate. When we're sick, we say rest. Why? Because your body needs that energy to go inward and heal. And we get the most rest, restorative sleep, yeah. Honey, you are an angel on walking on this earth. And just, how old are you, my dear? How old are you? How old are you? What's your mom going through? There's a special place in heaven for you. Somebody who is, you're 57. I'm assuming your mom's in her 70s, 80s?
57.
Wow. Why don't you give the magnesium drink to your mom? Get her the cherry tart. Just make sure she's not allergic. She's 94. She's probably going through... First of all, I command you, wow, just an angel on earth. Get her the magnesium. Get her a little bit of gelatin in there. It's okay. It's an amino acid powder. Get her magnesium. Jarrow is a good cheap brand. I don't know of codes. I just know you can crush it up inside of a crusher. What are those malters, whatever they're called? The thing that you crush. And give her a shot of that every night. A little bit of magnesium, gelatin, and maybe that will help her sleep through the night. Maybe that will help. Is there a reason she's getting up? Is she thirsty? Does she get hot? Does she get cold? What's going on? Is creatine good? I personally don't take it. I feel like it's very heavy on but if you're gonna lift weights, you can maybe take it once or twice a week. But I personally don't. I don't feel the need to take it. What would you say about creatine?
It's very good. It's good. It's good for people who work out. They need
if you're you need to be working out, building muscle.
And it helps with just don't take it on an empty stomach.
I would give your mother the magnesium. It's and then maybe she will sleep better. You will sleep better. But right now, What is creatine? Creatine is an amino acid. There's different amino acids make up a protein. Go have school runs now. Thank you, my love. I can't wait to hear your feedback on Shilajit, and welcome to the ZOR family. I can't wait to hear everything you're feeling. Chamomile, yeah, she can definitely drink chamomile as well. That would be really, really helpful. Are you still on here? ZB's Kitchen? Are you still on here? You have creatine. It's in the fridge. I've never taken it. Well, I'm not working out. Peppermint tea, that's more for digestive issues. Especially if you have like acid reflux, or it's very cooling in nature, it can bring down that heat, that inflammation heat. Okay, ZB's Kitchen. I don't think she's on here anymore. She needs the toilet many times at night. She's got dementia. I've been trying things to heal. Okay, her kidney. That's what as we get older, and the kidney chi goes down. You need to just start getting black beans into her diet, and a little bit of MCT oil. Her brain needs a little bit of healthy fats going there. Have you tried the magnesium and gelatin powder? That has glycine that really helps calming. You can even give her a little bit of melatonin. Have you tried those things, my dear? What are all those peptides people are taking about? I don't understand that. Is it an injection? It is an injection, and I would just be very mindful where you're getting it, what quality. They can be very helpful. There's different types. We don't know the long-term side effects, but again, quality matters. Echinacea is for your immune system. Who taught me all this? I went to school it was like a special, I wouldn't say, like, it's not like a school where you get a degree like college, but I learned it from certain mentors, scientists, teachers, doctors who were part of this church. And within that church, you have monthly Zoom classes, and there's different topics. And there's sometimes topics on this is the study of bioenergetics, body, mind, spirit, the topics of parasites, emotions, minerals, everything and anything to do with the physical, spiritual, and mental aspect of a person. What are these? Yeah, peptides I don't know much about. I just know that you have to go to a really, really good place. There's not a lot of them, can be sketchy, fake ones, and you're injecting that stuff. That's a little scary. So why don't you try that little tincture cocktail and get her a kidney tonic, a TCM1. There's a brand on YouTube, Lily Cho. I like her stuff. She happens to be good. Lily Cho. As we age, our kidney goes down, your bladder becomes weaker, you have to get up multiple times a night to pee. That's a thing that can happen to people. When I was a little insulin resistant, I would have to, as soon as I'd lay down, I'd feel like I'd have to get up to pee, and not that much pee would come out. That is your kidney bladder meridian that is overstimulated and not in balance. What has helped ease her? Toilet, pink salt, and water. Yeah, see, that's a little bit of minerals. And imagine if you give her like really better forms of minerals. Now, pink salt will have a little bit of potassium and sodium. What is diatomaceous earth good for? I'm not a fan. It's a chelator, it's a binder, but it also binds to the good stuff in your body, and you don't want that. I personally would not use diatomaceous earth. It's way too strong. And if you're thinking, have I done all these cleanses? Yes, I have. I've used to enjoy, before I had a child, experimenting on my body. while people were out at the clubs, I was doing weird cleanses at home. You've heard of it. I've done it. So that was not the best one. Sent you a video and it talks about 2 pumps of unsweetened tablespoon of AC Yep, that can be helpful. Tart cherry is high in melatonin. Melatonin is your nighttime hormone. Zigbee tart cherry juice, you can do that. I've even heard of borax. Is it safe? I was around circles of people doing weird things and they were drinking the borax water. I never did that. I was like, okay, this is a little much. Don't think it's, but I would bathe in borax. I used to, when I had a bathtub, and I still would if I had a bathtub, but yeah, I used to bathe in borax and it was amazing. But now I do ginger foot baths. So for the woman, what's your name, my dear? ZB's Kitchen. Also put her feet in warm Epsom salt baths with magnesium sulfate. That can be helpful. Borax is a mineral. It's boron, basically the mineral boron. You can get her on a good quality. Is she eating beef, like beef broth? So boil a lot of beef broth, bone broth, and have her drink that with sea salt, pink salt. And you too, the same. Just do it for you and her. These things will help you both, you and her. Give her a tiny bit of Shilajit, a tiny like rice grain amount, but for you too, and then eventually go up to a pea size. Yeah, the not getting sleep. Try the magnesium, the cherry tart juice, and the gelatin powder. Give her that once a night, and hopefully, it's good. It's high in glycine, but it's really good. It's an amino acid. It's really good for your liver and your skin. It's like taking a bioavailable protein molecule that just really just helps your connective tissue and all that stuff. Brand matters. Why? Because a lot of brand, your cows are only as good as the way it's raised. If they're raised on corn and glyphosate, then they're going to have crappy connective tissue. You want to look for, I personally like Perfect Supplements, Bridget, Perfect Supplements. And you guys can use the code ABI Energy. Abby, which is my last name, Energy. Abby Energy. So try those little tips. Come back and let us know if they work, because yeah, we want you getting sleep. We want you getting sleep. Really important. And hopefully this is just a chapter you're going through. You're doing God's work. You are an angel, literally, and know that one day all that beautiful love that you put out will come right back at you. I know it's tough right now. When we first have babies, we lose a lot of sleep, but then once they grow up, it's almost like, oh, it just felt like a weird dream. You know, it was just a time in our lives where you wake up and it's like, oh, that felt like a weird dream. I breastfed my child and it was rough the first 2 years. It was rough. And then I just started taking care. Once he stopped breastfeeding, I just started taking care of myself again, and I was able to replenish and feel better. And it was just a chapter. It was just, and this too shall pass. This too shall pass. But enjoy every moment right now. If I ever have a daughter, I hope to have a daughter as loving and caring as you. Wouldn't that be sweet? You're doing not a lot of people sending you a lot of love. Hopefully these tips help. Oh, sweetheart, you're just, I wish I could like give you a hug and just be like, here's my, just go take, I got it tonight. I'll take care of it. And it's hard because living in the States, having nurse help, I don't know if these things are, thank you, Vera. I don't know if these things are covered by insurance. Having nurses or night nurses, they should be. What really, really bothers me about the U.S. is the well-being of the citizens who work so hard, pay their taxes. It's not a priority, and that's what I don't like. The family value system is not a priority. Taking time off after you've had a baby is not a priority, and these things are not good. They're not. There's many things that are wonderful about the US, but the people in charge of it, I don't believe, have the best interest of us and the family unit. So things like having a night care covered by insurance should just be universal. A night nurse, even for a mother, these things should be kind of like, or at least very affordable, half covered by you, half covered by the government. It just, we live in the UK. Okay. I don't know about the UK.
Please, close the door.
I don't know much about the healthcare system there, but.
Close the door.
Okay. All right, before I go, any questions? We're going to close it up with a prayer as we always do. Before I go, any questions about Shilajit? Anybody on here taking ZOR Shilajit? Before I go, any questions about Shilajit? Before I go, any questions about Shilajit?
The code is live now.
The code is just live.
LIVE.
LIVE. We didn't complicate it. There's no more live 30. I take ZOR. Vera, how are you feeling? Can you share your experience? I love hearing from you. Just be as transparent. What are you feeling? How are you feeling on it?
Okay.
Vera, can you share your experience, my love? Keep tapping the screen, guys. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you guys so much for the love. Keep tapping. Can you go over the advice you gave me again quickly? Okay. I will also I will have this on our YouTube channel, Abby Energy 22. I would just skip and you can see the comments. I will just skip I would go towards the end, get a pen and paper, but gelatin, cherry tart juice, gelatin powder. I like Perfect Supplements. You can use code Abby Energy. Lots of bone broth, meat, like stews with meat. Have her drink that. That will be wonderful. Magnesium, Jarrow is a good brand. You can find that in Europe. You would crush it up into a powder and give it to her in that cherry tart juice at night. And that will help. Get a lot of black beans, black sesame seeds into her diet to strengthen her kidney energy so her bladder can be a little bit more stable. Get her a kidney chi tonic, herbal tonic. So just say, let me just see. Wait, hold on. Let me get you one with what ingredient. And a little bit of ZOR Shilajit for you and her. A little bit of ZOR Shilajit, and that is on our live. You can use code LIVE right now. And MCT oil. Thank you, Vera. I just forgot. I said MCT oil. Very good, especially on the days I feel sluggish. Instant energy. Yes, and very calm, soothing, balanced energy. Thank you, Vera. And MCT oil. So for you and her, Vera, you can drink the same for you and her both, and both of you guys should be on a little bit of, kidney yang deficiency, which declines with age. So she will definitely benefit from Shilajit. It's very helpful for that. The cherry tart juice, the magnesium. And does she have coldness in her lower back? Does she feel very cold and fatigued? Does she feel very cold and fatigued, my dear? What's your name, Zed Beast? Does your mother feel very low back pain, very cold and fatigued? She's cold all the time. So you want to get her, definitely order the Shilajit today. She has to get on that. She needs to build up that yang. Look into getting moxa. Do you want me to show them what it is? When they're older, you want to do it every other night. You keep that lower back warm. Keep socks on her feet. Keep that lower back warm. And one Chinese formula. I'm going to get it. 1 second. This is specifically for peeing at night. Hold on. I'm just going to show you what. I'm almost done, baby. Okay. So this right here is moxa. Just be mindful you have to move it around after 5 minutes, okay? What is the difference between, I will get to you. Ours is grade A, higher up on the mountain range, cleaner, more sunlight, more oxygen. We do not dilute it down. It is the pure resin form. Most of what you see is grade C. You're going to get poop in there because we have a heating on as well as hot. So this is, moxa it's going to go in deeper and bring that chi. This is what it looks like. And you light this up, you put it in here. Okay, I actually have one. You would close this up, you would put it, you would Google kidney yang deficiency points. So one would be her lower back, right above her tailbone. The other ones would be on the bottom of the soles of her feet. The bottom soles of her feet. You move it around because you can kind of sometimes burn yourself. It gets a little too hot. So after 5 minutes, and do it for yourself as well. This will really help her. The bone broth with the sea salt. Get a little bit of you can get kelp and boil it with the bone broth and have her drink that and add a little bit of MCT oil to that bone broth. All these things are going to be helpful. And if you don't remember, just know that we upload these all to our YouTube channel, Abby Energy 22. And we're going to say a quick prayer. Miss Cheyenne, did you get that? Anybody want to chime in if they're on Instagram, if they're taking Shilajit and what they're feeling on ZOR? We had Vera say, will you be going live later? That, I don't know. It depends on my son. And depends on my son. When we go live in the morning, it's a better time zone because he's still asleep. And maybe we will. Yeah, I think so. It's Wednesday. I think we will be. Yeah, maybe. Depends if he, with a kid. You can say yeah, and then something crazy will happen. He will have a tantrum that day, and no, he's really good. I get a lot of magnesium into him. If I don't give magnesium to this boy, he is, he likes to eat a little bit of sugar, and that depletes your magnesium a lot faster. So with that, anybody else questions? Any questions we went over? Just know that the code is live, LIVE, and it will be up for another 30 minutes. And with that, we're going to end with a beautiful prayer. I ask God to help me become the best version of myself, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally. Release everything from my life that is no longer working in my highest good. Every thought, every emotion, every habit, every person, every food, and replace it with the highest form of self-love for myself and my family. Amen. Can I get an amen? Rayon. Can I get an amen? Thank you. All right, bye. And the code will be up for another 30 minutes. It's just live, LIVE. Capital case?
LIVE.
It doesn't matter, yeah. LIVE. Thank you for tuning into our live. Thank you for your support and love. Wishing everybody a beautiful, blessed day wherever you are in this part of the world. Sending you so much love. Thank you. Oh wow, we had so many. Oh, that was so nice. That was really nice. Bye. No, discard it.